E te iwi, koutou kua whai wā ki te hono ki tēnei pāpaotanga o te whakataitai pāwhutuparo o ngā rangatahi o Aotearoa. Tēnei māua te takorua nei, e noho wai mari ana I Wainganui I tēnei wāhi ātāhua. Kei Bruce Pulman, takanini. Ka mihi ki ngā maunga, ngā wai me ngā hika o tēnei rohe, ki ngā kaiwhakahaere, ngā kaiwawau, me ngā kaiwhakataitai, he mihi mahana ki a koutou katoa. Ko Sean Wilkie tōku ingoa, and I am joined by none other than the man himself, Mai Williams. Tēnā koe, Mai.
Tēnā koe, Sean. Great to be here. We've had 3 stunners culminating with the counties under-16 boys getting across Canterbury under-16 boys. The game of the weekend for me so far, and if it can get better than that, then strap yourself in. As you said, this is the 4th of our finals on the last day. Bruce Pulman Park, what a venue to play at. Finals field looks absolutely impeccable order. With Taranaki, how awesome is it to see them here? I can't remember the last time that they were in a mixed final, to tell you the truth. Doesn't mean that they weren't in it last year, it just means I can't remember it. But fantastic to see them here. Nelson, we talked about this earlier. They're in the under-16 mix now, they're in the under-18 mix. Their senior mixed team, open mixed team, always at the pointy end of tournaments. So mixed touch down there, whether it's out of need because of just having these amount of males and female players, but going super strong and one of the dominant mixed touch areas in the country.
Yeah, well, to jump on the back of that kōrero there, Mai, probably the reason why we didn't see Taranaki here last year, they weren't. They weren't here last year. They're back for 2025, and now look, here they are in the final of the under-18 mix against the powerhouse that is Nelson. Well, this is going to be just an incredible final. We just saw the Nelson under-16 mix side take out the championship there. They took home the gold medal, so it'll be interesting to see. Can we see Nelson take home and dominate the mixed grade here at the Youth Nationals?
So this might be the first time that you don't pick a favourite, or no, you're going to stay true to form? 4 from 4, do you think?
Yeah, at 4 from 4, it's a pretty good score that I'm running with here, and I have to stay true to my form. I'm going to have to back Nelson here, I think. However, I'm very, very excited for what's to come as we see the 3 referees on the screen there, Caleb Downs, Thomas Webster, Harley Wall. A very, very prestigious refereeing group here. I'm sure you can talk more about the 3 individuals than I can, but I know from a player's experience, when I see these 3 referees take the field, I know it's a true privilege to play alongside them.
Very strong team. Thomas Webster coming off a great secondary schools nationals where he was got the top job there, so well done to Thomas. The consistency that these 3 have, and Harley's been out of it for, I think, 4 years. He's just been, running the Olympics, running Touch New Zealand, and then he just thought, I've got no minutes left in the day, so why don't I go ref this weekend? He's come back, he's in great nick, and he's done a super job, performed at the highest level. These 3 referees are ranked the 4th, 5th, and 6th in the country, and that's actually quite significant. Reason being, we've got the Trans-Tasman coming up. Like you, currently you're in the Trans-Tasman squad looking to be selected to make the actual tournament. Well, the top 9 are probably in the squad, maybe even the top 12, but they pick 5 when it's in New Zealand, 5 New Zealand referees, and so they will definitely be in the mix for that. Just had Peter Mack join us up in the box, the first time I've seen him. I definitely normally hear him before I see him, and the reason is because he's normally mocking me about something before he even says hello, so great to see him. Best coach in New Zealand for the longest time and developed so many of our players and coaches throughout the country.
Yeah, too right. A privilege, absolutely, to have people of his prestige and well-esteemed other coaches around the field. We saw the Nelson team list on the screen just before. The coach there, his name, Dion Taikato. The Taikato name, a very prominent name down in Whakatū, down in Nelson. We saw his younger brother, take out the under-16 mix previously, which is the team that he took, I was told. However, he wanted to stay with the same team from the 16s through to the 18s, so here he is now looking to one-up his brother and take out the 18s grade.
Now, just before Nelson tap us off, I've been trying to make some connections from previous results. The Nelson team, they beat Counties Manukau 7-6 in the semi-final, and in round robin, Taranaki beat Counties Manukau 7-6. So it would suggest pretty even, right? Taranaki beat Turanganui-a-Kiwa 10-6 in the semi-final, and Nelson beat Turanganui-a-Kiwa 8-6 in round pool. So while we see Nelson go over there, this should really, from those results, be a really close game.
Wow, yeah, we talk about winning the first 2 minutes of the game. Hey, yaha, the first 2 minutes. We've won the first 30 seconds of the game. Here was Nelson by scoring in very quick fashion. It was that number 9 from Nelson, Shun Yokoyama. Very, very well disguised play. I thought he was going to go on the open side, but no, he fooled me and went the inside. Cameraman had it covered. A great first try there from Nelson. Taranaki looked long. The defence from the Nelson winger was number 15, Graham Winera, up for the job.
Look out for Taylor Fox, the number 9 for Taranaki. I've caught him on a few games. He is lightning quick, and I'm sure sometimes he don't know what he's doing, which makes it impossible for the defence to know what he's up to. Lethal attacker, Taylor.
Yes, and we talk about the coaching calibre around the field. I had the privilege of just speaking with one of the up-and-coming coaches and current men's touch black team member, George Durbin Burgess. He's very fortunate to be taking the under-18 mixed Trans-Tasman, Youth Asia-Pacific side, as we see a little bit of a meaningful touch there. We've been calling it this weekend, and he's given me a few names to watch out for. However, I don't think they need to be brought up for, because they'll do their actions. Let them do the talking for them, as we see Nelson scoring the second try of the game.
Excellent manipulation to create numbers down this right-hand side. You'll see it in the Trillion Trust. Scoops, goes to the left-hand side, then back to the right. Great touchdown there from Nelson, number 15, Tia Jane, 2-0. Taranaki, though, they looked like they got a lot to offer on their last attack. Didn't quite get across. Referee called it a touch. So now they get their second opportunity. I'm just looking at names. There's Potros here, number 16, Corbin Potros. Obviously, a famous name in rugby down in the Taranaki region. Damon, I don't know if you know Trask Damon, legend of mixed touch, back in Taranaki in the New Zealand team, very successful, fantastic guy. Taranaki again, first touchdown, Sean.
Just quite seamless there. I think it was just a great transition, great patience there from Taranaki. They did well just to bring the defence up, and a great sweep there coming from the number 11. It was from Taranaki, Cooper James. Just a nice clean try for the first one, as we said, of Taranaki. Nelson still up 2-1. Well defended there from the number 1 Taranaki, Tuaval. Unfortunate not to grasp that one there in the corner.
Yeah, maybe have scored it before you caught it. But Nelson, they've got a clear intent, right? It's down this right-hand side, trying to create mismatches in this right-hand side. We're seeing the link female from Taranaki have to make a number of touches quite away in the centre of the field. Maybe Taranaki can bring their male link over a bit to decrease the amount of space that she's needed and then having to recover to after the touch.
Yes, well defended there. We see quite a partnership forming early on here between Fox and Davis, the 9 and 14 for Taranaki as they get a recount. I'm excited to see what they can come up with here. It is George, number 7 from Taranaki, in partnership with Fox. In comes Davis, back to Fox, some footwork, gets low, well defended.
Thought he was in. Excellent touch there. The link for Nelson. He's back with the ball though. Can they keep him out 3 times? Back to him. Oh, surely. Oh, I'm not sure about that one, Sean. What's your thoughts?
Well, we normally talk about the 2 feet being on the line to be onside. He definitely was onside, but I think the ball might have got to the ground first.
Oh, was that a foot down? Interesting moment, back to back.
Yes, it is that man, Fox. He had 3 opportunities there. I would have thought the previous one was more likely, but however, no, he does get slightward downward pressure there, and Fox crosses for the second one for Taranaki. Rua Kite Rua is the score. An exciting final this has been so far. Only 5 minutes gone. It feels like it's almost half time because of how much back and forth we've had. Great skill from both sides. We see Manson fakes the ball, quick hands, recount the call.
Definitely need to make an adjustment down that left-hand defensive side for Taranaki. There's just numbers there every time.
Yeah, number 3, Markia, I'm sure they'll look to muster something up with him having a role to play. They play it back to Manson, some footwork. Out to the link. The phase looked like what they wanted to run. Unfortunately, the boy wasn't able to get there to play dummy half roll.
Nice lift up there from the Taranaki link. Just thought that was a 6th touch. Again, just unfortunately, the winger having to just hold in a little bit longer, right, to try and allow her link to recover.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Number 4 from Taranaki, unfortunately thinking the count was the 6 in the handover. So she had to hustle getting back on side. The winger from Taranaki doing everything she could to prevent that touchdown. But the Nelson open side just too good there. Quick hands to finish.
Well deserved that touchdown. I think it was Destiny. She'll be playing the whole game by the looks. Or Tia Jane, is it, on that top of our screens. Taranaki, can they get across and even this one back up? Gets down. Caleb Downs once again in the right spot. Ball down, 3-all.
Yeah, there's that man you spoke about earlier. Number 16 from Taranaki. He gets on the outside, and that is just mixed touch IQ at its finest. Getting that mismatch, getting on the outside. Nelson doing everything she could there. Sorry, that was Taylor Richards from Nelson doing everything she could there. Not Nelson. But the score is now level, 3 apiece. Warunga minutes e toi ana I te hawhi tuatahi. Looks long. From the number 10 was Archie. Number 10 it was, yes, from Nelson. He wasn't able to get the ball there, the left to right, not just quite getting there in time. The wind isn't as strong as we've seen in the past 2 days down here. As you see the flags in the background, not moving all over the place as they have in the past couple of days.
Oh, that's an excellent yard. Touch not even made. Good work there from the 4 from Taranaki. Phoenix Fraser really got Taranaki on the front foot. Now you can see Nelson still backpedaling. Oh, really needed to do more with that. That was a great setup from Phoenix Fraser.
Yeah, some great direction from Jerome Tamatea. We haven't seen that sort of play come from him in the early stages of this game. However, he is one to look out for, so I'm sure he'll just take a while to warm into this game, and we'll see some more coming from him soon.
We really need a drop-off, Sean. I think in the last 4 tournaments we've had 2 drop-offs. We've got resignations coming. What is the call? Oh, Yep. Definitely don't agree with that call.
Yeah, that's a tough call. I think when you're coming in that hard with the ball in one hand, there definitely has to be onus on the attacker to control the ball there.
He was standing up straight, the attacker here. Was in no position to roll the ball.
Absolutely. It's definitely it's our job as attackers to be running with our head down, giving our ball players some good platforms to play off the back of. Great hustle from Jerome Tamatea. You see him come from the left hand of your screen, almost out of nowhere, putting enough pressure on forcing the mistake.
Do you think the defensive policy for this Taranaki team is for their female link to make that many touches?
I think they are sort of maybe overplaying their hand a little bit through the middle. It seems as though the boys are sort of probably not quite working to what their normal platform might be. The girls are having to work hard. As we see a great drive again from that man, Kade Davis. The ball just going out the back, not going to hand. But yeah, I think Taranaki just need to sort of take on a little bit more responsibility through the middle and get a bit stronger, reducing the yards and sort of freeing up the wahine at the link a little bit more.
They're really getting their first 5 touches on point now, Taranaki. It's just the options they need to work on now on the end of that. Oh, another strong touch. That was definitely a strong touch there. But had the strength this time, William Daniel, to be able to plant the ball. And that's the difference, right? Like that touch there was way harder than the one that got penalised. But because the attacker had better body position, he was able to get the roll ball away.
Yeah,
However,
and it's hard to make those calls, especially when it's going both ways and it's such a physical and fast game. They definitely are split-second decisions, but we see Fox back on the field. I feel like it's been an age since he's been in that striking position. Scoots out of half, the dummy, short ball the option, probably not the best option there. However, a great set nonetheless.
Yeah, hard for Fox there. The dump was played on the point defender rather than getting in behind, so hard for him to really know where the space was to try and collapse the defence. But now both teams, good yards, haven't been quite finishing.
Yeah, and we talked about those meaningful touches all weekend. I think Taranaki have been very strategic with the way that they have put a little bit more force into those touches. It's been done in a very professional manner. The way they hold both shoulders up or put a little bit more pressure in behind them as they play the ball, as we see a bit of an unforced error there.
Yeah, big set for them. It is 3-all. Down into the last 4. Be interesting to see how Nelson, I can only imagine they're going to try and attack the right-hand side, if you're looking at it from the attacking side.
Yes, with Wiramu Amakia there. Hiwea Noa Harley Wall, the on-field referee, marching on the spot.
You can see Fox there, the 9. Look how far across the middle of the field he is. There's a lot of space there for the two wahine on this Taranaki side to have to defend.
Goes back with Makia. They fake him. They go out. Well defended there by the Taranaki link. They go back to short side. The numbers will do it. And yes, it will. Number 11, Lily Rose McCormick in the corner for Nelson's 4th as they pull ahead only by 1.
Been going down that right-hand side. I guaranteed they'd be going down there again. True to form, they go down the left-hand side. Well done to Nelson. Up by 1.
And just some great skills there from Taylor Richards. She could have gone herself or maybe held it a little bit longer, but she was very selfless there, and she threw the catch and pass. Great skills, hit the chest of McCormick, and a great touchdown there. Nelson, the lead, 4-3 now.
George here with the ball off to Jerome. Jerome looks to dive. No, good defense. Super tight. You see 3 defenders in the space of 2 meters.
Nelson have done really well to only give them 1 line strike there off the tap-off. Typically, teams will try to get down there for touch 3 and have 2 strikes. They only got the 1. And Nelson look to use the position they do have working towards the sub-box.
It's been pretty well looked after this field, but we're just seeing a few people falling over and digging bits of it up. This is the 5th touch coming up now.
Beautiful pass there. Finds the numbers. Ooh.
Great call. Excellent. I think both players touched.
Yeah, I think there was just a slight bobble, which meant she couldn't get the ball to the ground as quickly as what I thought I had seen. But a great call there from Harley Wall. He saw both touches, make those touches as you saw. But a great pass coming there from Yokoyama, the number 9 for Nelson. He's got some great form coming into this game.
She's done fantastically. Has Anya Simpson when she's coming on from that sub-box on that 4th touch of their sets. She's really centered things and been really direct, getting 20 metres most times when she comes on, so a key component.
Yeah, we haven't seen that penalty blown too many times, mainly because there hasn't been touches like that. In the ruck penalty was blown. Thomas Webster, the on-field ref. A great call, though, because of the yards that Taranaki were able to get. They got him behind the Nelson defenders. In fact, yes, they were in the ruck, and they get a fresh set of 6 here, and we'll see what they can produce. They look for the 32 long. The quick hands will do it. Wow.
Oh.
Hard luck there.
How many times is a forward pass wreck a fantastic try? Simpson, no time, catch and pass, millimetres forward.
Yes, he maka whakamua te karanga o te kaiwawa. A forward pass was the call. As we see, number 10, Archie. Wow, he's got pace to burn, doesn't he, down that short side? I didn't think there was any space to work with at all, but he managed to get through that gap, and he finds himself scoring Nelson's 5th try.
You hear commentators and players from all sports talk about how crucial it is the last couple of minutes of a half and the first couple of the next half in terms of the momentum that it can create. It's almost like these tries are worth 2 rather than 1 when they're scored so close to the half-time break in terms of the energy one team goes in with and then the lack of the other one.
Absolutely. Archie Geeds, take a bow there, my friend. That was incredible. As we see Taranaki just trying to get one before the half. Nelson more than happy to close this out. They might get one more strike unless the hooter goes before. There it is in the background. Kua tangi te peri, kua mutsu te hawhi, Sua, tahi o tēnei kemu. The under-18s mix, 5-3 to score. Nelson ahead.
For Bunnings Homegrown Heroes, the mahi never stops. Nominate the unsung heroes in your touch community that go above and beyond. They could win $5,000 to invest into the sport we love. Nominate today.
Kia ora touch whānau, welcome to Quick Hit, your short, sharp and touch-relevant warm-up, with the aim of warming up and moving those important body parts before kicking into activity. The Quick Hit warm-up requires minimal space, minimal time, and allows for innovation.
For Bunnings Homegrown Heroes, the mahi never stops. Nominate the unsung heroes in your touch community that go above and beyond. They could win $5,000 to invest into the sport we love. Nominate today.
E te iwi, nau mai, hoki mai ki tēnei kemu, te kemu whakamutunga of the under-18 mixed division. An incredible match we have here, a lot closer than what scores might have suggested coming into this game. We did see some arm wrestles earlier between the same teams. Taranaki going against Turanganui-a-Kiwa and Nelson also having closer scores, and I know that the top 4 of this division was extremely tight. We see in the replay here, Nelson scoring some great tries, a good variation of plays, quick hands, involvement of the wahine. Here we see the exact same coming from Taranaki, a great expansive touch, awesome skills on display. Just a great grade we have here overall. 14 teams in the mixed division. Taranaki haven't been here for a while. Last year they definitely had the year off. They're back this year. They're in the final. Nelson just taking out the under-16 mixed division as well. So the mixed division alive and well down in Te Wāhi o Whakatū. Nelson down in the Te Waipounamu. Just a spectacle we've got here, Maya.
Yeah, really cool game. First of our under-18 finals, 2 to go after this one. I think that you'd probably be able to answer this better. It seems the issue for Taranaki on defence is obvious. I'm not sure obvious means simple to fix, though, in terms of how easily Nelson are creating numbers down their left-hand side defensively. So be interesting to see what the coach has said for Taranaki team, to see what different pitches they put up in front of that Nelson team.
Yeah, I know Taranaki would have done their homework coming into this game, seeing where their strengths are, but it just does seem like that Nelson are sort of exploiting them in areas that they might not have prepared for.
I think this is the 4th game in a row where the team behind on the scoreboard has started the second half. We're yet to see one of them score a touchdown straight up. A great momentum shift if they were able to. 5th touch here, though.
Yeah, a good pump fake there from Fox. He wanted to hit that link chopper, just coming a little bit late. Nelson defence up to the job on the first set of the second half.
Oh, this is great yards, isn't it? From the number 10 from Nelson, Archie Getters. Not only did he go right across the field, he also 30 metres upfield, and now he has to run all the way across to have a sub. So that's what you call doing the hard mahi for the team. It would have been much easier for him, and 99% of people would have just come straight to this side.
Tautoko i tēnā whakaaro there. I think they'll be disappointed. He did all that hard work just for a slight error there, but Nelson, I'm sure, will go down to their line, stubborn as ever, as they get a slight error from the Taranaki team coming off the sub box.
Not sure it's nerves or not, but you wouldn't expect this after half-time. You would have thought both teams would be really clear with the tactics and the plan that they have.
Ai, ka tae te kite I te harikoa I runga I ngā mata o te ngā rangatahi no te whakatū. You can see the excitement they get when they get this opportunity to attack the line. There's number 3 here from Nelson Wiramumakia, almost setting up what could have been the 6th.
I wonder if that's the strategy change right there. You see the Taranaki team, as we just watch to see what unfolds here. Oh no, so the Taranaki team defensively in that first half, they had their both female players on the box side of the field. They have it again. Generally speaking, you'd see it, you know, just mirror itself, and they would have been on this left-hand side again. So Nelson, though, very clear plan of which side they want to attack.
Yes, and it has been, as you say, great defence from Taranaki down those channels, especially on that far side, but Nelson too good there, hitting the link chopper, and it was Wiramumakia that crossed for Nelson's 6th.
Here's my player of the first half for Taranaki, Simpson, the number 5. She's been flawless with executing everything that's been asked of her. Great yards. Sets a strong platform for the boys in the middle. Surely, here it is. Great setup. It's the first time we've seen that play from the Taranaki team.
Yeah, I really like that from Taranaki, as we see in the Chilean Trust replay. They come on the sweep. They did really well to draw these defenders that were late to shut on that short side. They drew them up. They brought them up. They got them off the try line. Then they went back that side. There was no numbers there, and it was just a simple catch and pass to finish. Taranaki closing the gap. 6-4 the score to the deficit.
Here they get another opportunity right away. This is where they can create momentum. If they can get 2 in a row, you just know emotionally the momentum comes back and rests with them.
Wow, we've spoken about the transitions here. An unforced error. Unlucky there from Taranaki. However, we've spoken previously about the power of scoring a try and then being able to defend it, and how much of a change of tempo that can be. Unfortunately, a slight error there from Taranaki. They won't be happy with that. However, they'll back the defence here going down into the 7 metre. They'll try keep them off that 7 metre and hopefully get a yardage set out. Fox and Markia, to me, a dangerous combination there. Not able to cross the line, touch 5. See what Fox can come up with. Well defended there from Taranaki.
Seeing how far the Taranaki link player had to come in to make that touch. I'm not saying that never happens, but it's a lot of work that you're putting on shoulders of the Lincoln winger on this right-hand side. Here she is, Simpson. She's just done it all game, just straight up the field, keeping the momentum, keeping her team on the front foot. We see an identical mistake almost in the identical part of the field.
Yeah, it has been a true asset for Taranaki, has the skill of Simpson coming on as what we call the latch play on touch 4. She has been extremely strong, getting them the go forward movement that Taranaki do need. As you say, that unforced error there, unfortunately they've played the ball on the defender's foot, and we see that just if they're not winning the bend enough, we see the number 9, Yokoyama, going short side. He's a very deceiving player to me. He's been playing a role he has been often been a setting player and setting the platform for the likes of the Markia and the Fox. However, when he does get on that ball, he has a very impressive skill set.
Better set, 2 touches up to halfway. Just slowed things up there, but now putting that acid on. This is the key one. We see Fox looking like he's going to get right in behind. He's going to make the scoop, see if he can get the offside play. Oh, so promising. It's really good there from Taranaki. More of that over the next 9 minutes, and they'll claw their way back. They need to back it up with the defence, though, don't they, Sean?
Yes, with only 2 the difference and 9 minutes still to go, there's plenty of time in this match for Taranaki to come back here. They've done well to keep them on their side of the half for touch 3. It'll be hard for Nelson to gain any momentum here.
Oh, got away with that one. That's been one that's been well picked up in the game. They got away with that one, though, did Nelson. Now here's Fox. This is where he gets to show his speed. Does he get out to him? Oh, Ball to ground. Love to see the replay of that one. See how big the bounce was. Here it is. Just on the outside. Speed for speed. What a call. We see how hard to see that was in the replay, let alone for the ref seeing it live. Caleb Downs comes up with a fantastic call. Just loses control in the mid-air there, Sean.
Yeah, an incredible call there from the referee. I definitely did miss that and thought, what has gone on there? But no, the replay clearly shows it. Taranaki, hot on attack here, was the number 16 from Taranaki, Corwin Portros. With just over 7 minutes to go, a penalty for throwing the ball away is going to slow it down. It's going to give up some time. Probably not what Taranaki need is. It's just going to chew away at the clock. 2 is still the deficit. Nothing really separates the two teams.
Nelson up the middle in this one. You see a few people just bailing a bit early to the sub box. Yeah, it's been who's winning the roll ball, hadn't it? Nelson got a few in the first part of the second half, and now Taranaki seem to have caught a few back.
Yeah, it seems there's probably a little bit of something going on out there. It's not like we can blame the heat of Tawhiri Mātea or, we've been blessed with a beautiful overcast afternoon, which is great for the sun. And it's interesting what's going on out there. A few fumbles.
So you obviously be confident with the choice you made at the start of this game. 6-4 up, Nelson.
Well, I'd like to say so, but anything can happen with 6 minutes left. As we know in the game of touch, it's very fast, and Taranaki aren't by any means backing off. So I'm excited to see what this last quarter of this game has got for us.
Fox and Lament have been setting things up. Now the long ball, great catch, great put down. Looking to see what the ref's doing. He's going to the back of the in-goal line so he can award the touchdown. The drop-off committee have sat up in their chairs. They're now only one behind Taranaki.
Yes, a bit of excitement there out on the close side wing to our commentary box was Mena Raven with a dot down. I believe it's the first of the game. Closes the score to 5-6. As you said, the drop-off committee had a little bit of a puff in the chest there. It's getting to what we were calling an arm wrestle early in the game, and it's definitely listening to that. They get the phase play, dropping the ball in the corner. Taranaki will be stoked with that.
Yeah, she was never going to be able to get back onside the Taranaki winger. We've actually seen probably the last 8 times Nelson have gone down there. It looks like a dead set try, but from a drop ball or a forward pass, they just haven't been able to convert. Good extra pass here. The big fake, but she wasn't having anything of it, the Nelson player.
Yeah, and as you say, Taranaki have done well to survive a few of those threats there. And as you say, I thought a few of them would have been dead set tries as they turned the tide here. They attacked down that left flank, looking open side, not to be on that one, but Taranaki just really need to make the most of these opportunities where Nelson are making those smaller mistakes.
Yeah, good word you use, survive. I don't think they have nullified the attacking options. They've survived through them when they're gone over that side, but it all is the same on the scoreboard. Strong yard once again from the Nelson link. Destiny Sprout. What can they do on the end of this? Touch. Offside, is it? Yeah, offside there from Taranaki. Need to dig deep here. Still plenty of time, but 5-6. They've just wrestled one back. They'd want to stay. Don't want it to get back out to that 2-touchdown deficit.
Yeah, as we see a subber go for Nelson. They are a man down. A good option to have on the ball, though, is Archie Geeds. He's had quite the hot hand this game, alongside his number 7, Callum Robertson. Yokoyama back on the field. Unfortunately, probably finding himself not exactly where he wanted to be, copping one in the face as a result of it.
Yeah, he wasn't too impressed, was he?
No, and he's taken an early sub. Good on him. Yeah. Off to freshen up, and he'll be back on soon.
The magic water fixes everything. Let's see, Yokoyama right from the start involved in that first touchdown. Taranaki, though, Fox on the back of a good platform. I just wonder, because the picture felt like there wasn't much space between him and the defence, because they are still retiring, whether he chose to pass that too early. Probably could have taken them on a little bit more, sucked a penalty or got the play-through call.
Yeah, as you say, the front foot ball was definitely in the favour of Taranaki there. I think Fox could have definitely milked the penalty, maybe got one or two of them offside. I also think that potentially the option there was to hit Simpson in that link channel. Maybe the ball was intended and it was snatched there as we see Markia go into the in-goal and he finds Daniel Manson. They have had quite the combination going on them two, working very well together.
Yep, the defensive pirouette is never the desired option, but such was the attack from the Nelson team. And you've talked about him all game. Wiremu Markia, lethal on attack, 7-5, 3 minutes to go. Bit of drama building here. I can feel Taranaki, they're going to get back-to-back touchdowns.
Yeah, and this is good from Taranaki. We see Tamatea with the ball in hand. He knows exactly what he wants. He takes the short side option. Oh, that's a pivotal moment of the game, that.
Was he touched?
I'm not too sure. I think he might have potentially just thought that he was there, but the intercept will be quite a huge turning point of that game.
Almost a voluntary roll ball if he wasn't touched. Interesting. Anyway, with 3 touches down the field, we've seen the intent from the links of this Nelson team throughout this orange zone be just so strong. Fortunately there though. Ball to ground. Taranaki now, it's a must-score set.
Well, we talked on the kaupapa of surviving earlier, and now we're sort of in the opposite. We had seen them just making their own opportunities, but not to be. I think 7 on the field might be the ruling. A bit of a loss in concentration potentially.
Yeah, maybe the pressure, just weren't so keen to get out there, be involved. They didn't quite have their subbing pattern sorted.
This is good from the Nelson side here. We see there what I would think is one of their stronger attacking sets on as he takes off down that short side. We've seen him do it once. The touch has been called. Yes, the touch was made. We saw him do it once. Archie Geeds, he almost did it again. They're just looking to sort of play with it a little bit. No, they're more than happy to have another strike at this line. They're not trying to kill the clock at all, because why would they when they can score another one in the corner? But no, the pass just drifting forward.
Taranaki, if there is going to be a time, this is literally it. They're unlikely to get another set, but if they can score quickly, get an early defensive turnover, then there's a possibility. Fox is on. That's a fantastic extra pass. Probably just come a little bit too late, if only from the start. And drop the ball.
Yeah, unlucky there from Taranaki. I thought they had a real opportunity there, but the clock is just getting away on them. Ball has left the field. A bit of gamesmanship again. A slow retrieval from the Nelson side with just over 15 seconds to go. I'm confident to say Nelson are going to be double champs in the under 16 and the under 18 mixed division here at the Youth National Championships here at Pulman Park. Topakura, as we hear in the background, the bell rings. Yokoyama to finish the game. Ko Nelson te tima toa whakaihuaka o tēnei whakataitai. Congratulations to Nelson. Condolences to the Taranaki side. A very well-played final. An arm wrestle right till the final minute. Congratulations, both sides.
And our 2025 champions.
Yeah, what a great game. Soon we're going to have the man himself, the man who doesn't age, George Yonke, down on the field to talk to the victorious captain, Nelson. They really sort of controlled that game the whole way, didn't they, Sean? They got out early by 2, and then there was a fight back from Taranaki. We had a draw there, 2-2, 3-3, and that crucial touchdown just before half-time there, 43 seconds on the clock. Nelson scored that one, and how deflated that made Taranaki, not sure. But then in that second half, they just controlled things. There was a lot of errors by both teams, but they scored when they needed to. Whenever Taranaki would score and get back within one, bang, they'd be back there again to take it out by 2. So deserving champions are Nelson.
Yeah, and too right, and I must pay a big mihi to the side from Taranaki. They fought extremely hard throughout that whole game. Nelson just too good. As we see a few of the highlights popping up on the screen here of the quality was that Nelson side, and Makia a standout from throughout the game. However, we must mention also those referees, what an outstanding performance they had.
Yeah, I've been impressed with all 4 sets of referees so far today. They've done a great job in aiding the game, allowing the players to play, and ultimately for referees, get out there, keep the team 7 metres apart and get to enjoy the experience with a front row seat. Probably not enjoying sprinting around after these incredibly fit rangatahi. We're going to send it out to George, who's got the victorious captains from the Nelson under-16 mixed team, 18 mixed team.
Thanks, Maya. I'm here with the 2 captains, Destiny and Taylor. How are you guys feeling, mate?
So good. It's so good to win, especially when Destiny, it's her last year, and just all of us playing together for like one of our last years together, so it's just so good.
So good it was. What a great game it was. I noticed that you were doing a lot of attack on the 2 girls side. Was that a play by the coaches?
I mean, I don't know. I guess in mixed touch, that's what everyone aims to do, I guess, and yeah, we've just followed the structure, I guess. Yep.
And speaking of mixed touch, you guys are like mixed specialists, taking out the 16s and now the 18s. Nelson, the youth champions of mixed in New Zealand. What's going on down there that's making a difference in the mixed scene?
I think we just play a lot of mixed at like module touch and just getting all the girls involved, and yeah, just not doing all boy work, so getting all the girls involved and having decent girls on the field. So yeah.
Nice work, ladies. Congratulations to you both. Congratulations to your team. I'll let you get back to your team. It was a great win. We enjoyed it. I liked how you just kept that lead and keep punching. But touch, what a game.
Touch, what a game.
Touch, what a game.
Hey, throwing back to you boys upstairs. Keep in touch.
Touch, what a game. You heard it there from them, and be back with us where you can be, where we look at a little bit more of the post-match of that final.
For Bunnings Homegrown Heroes, the mahi never stops. Nominate the unsung heroes in your touch community that go above and beyond. They could win $5,000 to invest into the sport we love. Nominate today.
Kia ora team, George here from Touch NZ. Now we all enjoy a bit of touch, but without a proper warm-up, the chances of being injured are massively increased. So to keep you on the field and out of the emergency room, Touch NZ have made a short and easy warm-up series for all levels, proven to lower the chance of injury by close to 50%. So head on over to our site and check them out. Play safe, play smart.
For Bunnings Homegrown Heroes, the mahi never stops. Nominate the unsung heroes in your touch community that go above and beyond. They could win $5,000 to invest into the sport we love. Nominate today.
Iwi nau mai, hoki mai ki taka nini, ka tae te kite, te haua tāwhiri mātia. Kei te hara mai, you can see the wind starting to pick up here at Takanini. But what a great final that we were just privileged to be a part of there was the 18 mixed. Nelson coming victors over Taranaki there. That is now 2 mixed grade championships for the rangatahi down in Nelson. And we heard in the post-match interviews, they talked about the strength of their wahine and how they just play a lot of mixed touch down there, and there's a lot of involvement. And it just seems like that the wahine are really, really enjoying being a part of it all down there.
Yeah, the word you used there, enjoyment, I was going to say that too. The 2 captains, it was great to hear them. They spoke really, really well, but you could just see winning was fantastic. But they just love being here, playing with each other, with the crew that they've been with all year. So fantastic for those 2 skippers of the incredible Nelson under-18 mixed team, but also have to acknowledge Taranaki. Just couldn't quite get there and get back to even Stevens in that second half. They had a great second part of the first half, but then just let that lead get away, and every time, like I said earlier, They'd get one back, but then Nelson would come down straight away. Again, big shout out to Simpson, the link for Taranaki. Fox had an outstanding game, but Nelson just across the park, a little bit too consistent and had them under control.
Yeah, and as we look around the park, we still see a lot of families all here to support this great event that wouldn't be possible without the sponsors, Bunnings Warehouse, Trillion Trust, SAS, ASICS, Silver Fern, Whakaata Māori, as well as all of the whānau that everybody else comes down here to help out. It's truly a well-run event, and we're very lucky to be a part of it all.
It is the good time of the day, Sean, because this is the last round where teams are playing on other fields. So that's why we see the crowd building up. I'm sure by the 18 boys final, the fence line that we see at the middle of our screen there will be packed. Everyone going over to get those donuts. Have you had a bucket of those donuts? It's like $10 for 20 and then like $15 for 1,000.
I can't say I've ever been able to try any during this season. I normally
healthy guy.
Normally try to look for some post-touch. Typically a salad for me when I turn up to these events. But we'll have a quick break and then we'll jump back into things for the under-18 girls final.
For Bunnings Homegrown Heroes, the mahi never stops. Nominate the unsung heroes in your touch community that go above and beyond. They could win $5,000 to invest into the sport we love. Nominate today.
Kia ora team, George here from Touch NZ. Now we all enjoy a bit of touch, but without a proper warm-up, the chances of being injured are massively increased. So to keep you on the field and out of the emergency room, Touch NZ have made a short and easy warm-up series for all levels, proven to lower the chance of injury by close to 50%. So head on over to our site and check them out. Play safe, play smart.
For Bunnings Homegrown Heroes, the mahi never stops. Nominate the unsung heroes in your touch community that go above and beyond. They could win $5,000 to invest into the sport we love. Nominate today.
He te iwi nau mai hoki mai ki Bruce Pulman Park, Takanini, te rā whakamutunga o ngā pāwhitu paoro whakataitai o ngā rangatahi o Aotearoa. A great spectacle we've had so far. Under 16s, there were some great finals there, the mixed grade, the boys, the girls, phenomenal touch, and then we've just had the first of the 18s. Live on the broadcast, as we look around the paddock, we still see many of the teams hanging around to support friends and family and potentially the rivals from earlier on. But it's just been an incredible weekend as we build up into this 18 girls game.
Yeah, two to go there, Sean. Two key ones. I know that's what everyone hangs around for. Second to last one, penultimate final here at the 2025 Bunnings Warehouse Youth Nationals is between the Waikato and Harbour girls. Waikato again been dominant so often, and you've often mentioned coaches. Well, look at the coaches in this game. There's someone called Peter Walters, someone called Shane Edwards. Not sure if any of our whānau watching know those two, but apparently they've played before. And then on the other side, we've got Willie Woodhouse. You've talked often about the Woodhouse, and you've been connected with Lovey Woodhouse, and you've been super complimentary of her ability, not only her knowledge, her skills, her achievements, but in the way that she's able to articulate it across and really help the development of players like yourself.
Yeah, I must say I've been fortunate enough to be involved in an environment with Lovey for the past year and a bit now, and I must say I've been exposed to some great coaching opportunities. However, Lovey is top tier. She seriously delivers exactly what we need at the highest standard, and she's very incredible. So now we're looking towards that other side, and we see the likes of Shane Edwards and Pete Walters, and you just know, seeing those names, that this Waikato 18 girls team is going to be well drilled, just an extremely sharp outfit. So it's going to be very interesting to see this matchup here.
Yep, and we look back on previous championships for this one, and you wouldn't be surprised, but the Waikato girls have definitely won this one before. The only thing you're probably surprised about, that they've only won it twice in the last 11 years. So North Harbour, let's get across the line. I'm sure that they're wanting this one to be it. Like I say, with the Waikato women's teams, whether it's 16s, 18s, whether it's the 21s or the open women's or the 27 women's, they're almost cookie cutter in terms of the nature of the teams. Play for each other, fantastic defence, and never seem to get sort of under pressure or flustered.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed coming out of the Waikato region has been the fact that whether it's the 16 girls or the 18 girls, the calibre and the standard has been that of a very professional level, and the skill set really just doesn't differ between the two age brackets there. As we see the referees taking the field, Maya, I'm sure you've got some more intel on these three referees for us.
Another very good group of referees, and you might be wondering if there's any ratio where the wahine referees need to be involved in these games. They don't need to be involved. They are involved completely on merit. We have incredible female referees in this country, just like the players, and that's probably the grade that's gotten better over the last decade. It's definitely the same with the female referees. Tammy Clark, the greatest of all female referees in the country for so long, had to hold the torch for female referees worldwide. Well, now there's many, and I'm sure it's as a result, inspired by her. And a big shout out to her, hope she's doing well. But Michael Buttery, Kalianne, or known better by me as Kaliana, Rua, and Trey McLean.
Yeah, well, we talk about the standard that has been this weekend, the competition, the arm wrestles that we have had. Wow, ka tae te kite I ngā āhua I runga I ngā mata o ngā wahine ki te haere, ki wainga nui te wherami ki. Oh, te whakataetai kei te hara mai, the competition that we're about to see. There's just this look on the faces that we're in for in a really, really awesome game here.
I'm interested to see what the Waikato girls do when they come back to the box, because normally they're dancing, they're laughing, they've got something going on in the sub box. So interesting to see it's what they get up to. But the North Harbour team, they're making their way out. I mentioned too to Madison Yejoy, normally playing, not necessarily in this grade, but often when I'm calling her, she's playing. So great to see she's passing on her skills and knowledge to the rest of the North Harbour team. Now you're 4 from 4, Sean, and I think a blind person could have picked those victories as well. This one again, it looks like there's a team that's slightly more favoured than the other. So how are you going to keep your clean sheet?
I think there's only one way to keep the clean sheet. One thing that I have noticed in the last few games is that they have been a lot tighter than what I thought. Yes, we do think that there potentially is going to be a clear-cut winner in each game. All I have to do is take it back to about an hour and a half ago when we were lucky enough to experience the under-16 boys final. In my opinion, I thought they were going to be a runaway favourite, but Canterbury challenged them right down to the final whistle. But I do think that Waikato are going to have what it takes to take this one out.
Special part of the sport of touch is where we come and genuinely greet each other, wish you the best, go back to your box, and then absolutely want to do nothing other than destroy that team. But always good to see that spirit within the sport of touch is always at the forefront of what we do. We all want to win. No one wants to lose, but it's making sure we play it with the right spirit. Here we go. Be interested to see what happens with this huddle. Can't see any little Yui booms down there. Is that an old man's term, Yui boom? Is there way more new type of devices to play music through now?
I definitely do see them around the competition. However, we do see the Waikato 18 girls team. The players' names again talk for themselves. Shane Edwards, Peter Walters, the bottom right hand of the coaching box there. A true powerhouse in the sub box for these wahine. I'm so excited to see exactly how they go about coaching this group of young wahine.
Yeah, we've seen Haggy in the under-16s, and now Camelia Haggy here in the under-18s. You obviously got Kieran Stefare, and I'm sure if the Hamilton Boys High, the Waikato under-18s team are in that final. We'll see another Kieran Stefadi, you got Blair, Kepa, plenty of names that you're normally hearing, Hepi, and then over on the other side, Turnbull, Sinton, Simpkins, the two Andersons, and right down the bottom, the two Hillisons. So the key players right across the board for both teams. It's so good to see them relaxed. I'm sure there's a little bit of nerves inside, but I'm not sure there is that much nerves when it comes to some of these players, particularly Mihi Waiora.
Yes, and having experienced both the presence of the coaches on both sides of the teams, also Willie Woodhouse, I've been lucky enough to be in the environment with him as well, and I just know that both coaches will have plenty to say during this fixture. However, all the hard work's been done, and now it's time to just to really put on a show of the hard work they've put in this whole season.
North Harbour started off this one, Sean, quite a number of times. Team tapping off has scored today in our finals. Can North Harbour keep that trend going? They look to down the right-hand side. Good defence. Feature of all Waikato women's teams. So connected so often. When you see someone making a touch, there's three people within the vicinity.
Mo te whānau e noho ana ki te whare, ko te tima no Waikato ki te taha Maui, ko te tima no te raki pai whenua North Harbour ki te taha Mātou. On the right-hand side of the field is North Harbour, and going left to right is your team from Waikato.
Maka Whakamua there, first forward pass of the under-18 girls finals. It's been consistent refereeing in all the finals so far, as we just look out live onto the field, and we're just seeing the spaces provided so they can play. North Harbour getting two good chances here to start the game with. Sean on attack. What can they do on the end of this one? Again, great scramble defence there from
just some great intent there from North Harbour coming on. They were unable to make the decision as to whether or not the scoot through into the end goal was the option, but Waikato just doing enough there to keep them out, and they work through the sub pattern here as they find the middle of the field for touch 5, a scoop out of dummy half, come back to this close side. Well defended from North Harbour. They get the pass away, they go back to the man-on-man. It's a foot race. The pass goes, play on the call. Keep running the call from the coach Shane Edwards in the sub box.
Neither team have really come out of the blocks at 100 miles an hour. It's been a much more controlled focus from both teams, wanting to finish their sets down the right hand, defensively, trying to make sure they start connected. And unfortunately, in amongst all that, there's been a couple of penalties for a range of things. So, yeah, just, I guess, finding their feet so far, Sean. I'm sure shortly this game will find its rhythm.
Yeah, well called there from the on-field referee. As we see, Waikato working hard, North Harbour defending extremely well there. Flyers coming from all over the field, getting the extra yards, and they have forced a mistake there from Waikato. 7 on the field was the call. I think that just came from the intensity that was the North Harbour rushing defence, meant that the Waikato attackers just all wanted to get on the field and make something happen.
I can't wait to have sub-box cam, because I reckon every single set there's 7, a minimum of 7 on the field. Sometimes if there was like a red strip for the first 2 metres on the field, there'd probably be 11 on the field sometimes. So they've set the standard, have the referees, and they will keep them to that all game. An easy adjustment is going down this right-hand side. She's currently dummy half, looking for support. What a way to start. The number 11 from North Harbour, Kendra, set that one up fantastically well. We see here on the SAS replay, great platform set. Gas gets out to this outside. First touchdown for the winger, number 15, Talia Hillison. 1-0 North Harbour. We finally ripped the lid off this one, Sean.
Yes, I was wondering where the holes would open on the defence on both ends of the field, and it wasn't quite where I thought it was, out in that link channel there. It was just the foot speed that opened that up, really. Going back to your comment on the sub box there, I sometimes think that the sub-box is actually another 3 or 4 metres inside the field and you just stand on the outside. I mean, that's what I do anyway. But, yes, I think more often than not you'll see we do have 6 on the field at any one time, but it's not often that you don't see about 10 to 12.
We've still got 26 minutes of this final to go, but I think that was a pivotal part of this game that North Harbour were first to score. Not that they're up by 1, but that they were first to score. I think the confidence they'll take from that can really buoy them for the rest of this 10 minutes of this half. And again, I've said it a number of times, Waikato teams just don't get flustered. However, I think it's the confidence that they'll get from it, North Harbour. Getting that first one, just releasing that pressure. Now being able to play with a little bit more freedom. Still really wanting to stay controlled.
And it's definitely no fault on the strike power from both sides. There is plenty of ability both sides, as we see a great scoop out of half, matched well by some great defence of Waikato. The opportunities just aren't opening up, and I think that just comes down to the great defence, because we know that both teams are full of great strike power.
We haven't seen too much of it yet, but Waikato are really good at identifying that extra pass, particularly through the orange zone, which gets them right in behind the North Harbour defence. Like I said, this game has really started, seems like with a control focus, just getting through your sets, being accurate. Now Waikato first time down. The speed she came on to that. We see Maya Blair. We almost didn't see her. It was like a flash of lightning coming into picture. She just couldn't quite handle it.
Yes, hard luck there, but that definitely was the option. It was the short side scoop, the chopper coming on a very hard line there. It's what we talk about, the off-ball play, and I think that's what this Waikato team does very well when they're not involved directly as a ball player, but they're running the lines to give themselves an opportunity to put a score on the board for their team. Good defence. Look at them only halfway into that attacking half, North Harbour, so well done, Waikato. 2 touches and right up on the halfway line. There's that extra pass we talked about, Sean. Instead of that being on the halfway line, it's on the 10-metre line. That's 4 now. Where are they going to set things up? Again, they get on the outside of that point defender all the way to the 7-metre line. Oh, razzle-dazzle for the first touchdown of the game for the team from Waikato. Wow, as we see in the Chilean Trust there, they got the deepest defender, looked to give the quickie back, a pass and wrap. Something that we practice for a little bit of fun at training, but it works out there on the paddock. What a great try. You didn't get the wide shot, but they only had 5 on when that touchdown was scored. When she picked it up and started going left, I thought, I wonder if she knows her winger isn't on yet. Knew all right. What was I up to? Step back off her left, came to this side, 4 on 3 on this side. Great touchdown, Waikato. 1-1. There we see, is that pressure. Just eyes off the ball. Yeah, Waikato will be happy with that one. They've just scored a great try. No need to defend it, but they locked that try in, having not been able to face another attack down on their line, as we see fresh legs coming on for Waikato. Touch 3 in the centre of the field. 2 touches to go. 1 strike coming here, I'd say, from Waikato. Oh, that was a good touch. Although, have they... Yeah, it sort of stopped their momentum, didn't it? The flow they had going on, that 5th touch. Having to pause just for that moment. Good lift, though, from the link from Waikato. Yes, Waikato were unlucky not to get a clean drop there. I'd say that if they were able to get that away on the 7 or even the 8 or 9 metre line there, would have given the dummy half a great opportunity to take a real threat at the line. North Harbour coming down this close side. Oh, a great drop there on the run, as we see that number 11 again. Gets through into the in goal. She set up the first try that way. Good touch this time from Waikato. Excellent cover defence. Great battle. Both these teams started out the same way. Control was the focus. Limited the errors. Harbour get the first touchdown. Started to express themselves a little bit more. And here's Waikato. This is what we're used to. He tino kaha. Te tima Waikato I wainga nui te whira. So we see her scoop out a half. Calling for a recount, but not given there. The penalty instead, as I believe it was potentially a forward pass, was the call. A maka whakamua from the tima no Waikato there. Yeah, I think she thought that someone's going to be running hard on the short ball and popped it up. And unfortunately,
support player had different ideas. What do we got on here? A bit of a one-on-one. We don't often see it in touch. Goes on the outside. Ooh. That was great work there. I think it was from the number 9 from North Harbour.
We see them getting deep into their half, matched by a very meaningful touch, we've called it, this whole weekend. North Harbour trying to make something out of nothing down this close side, and good set of hands to get it into.
Now, Wai Marino, the number 9 from North Harbour. They need to watch out for her.
Strong touch. Happy to take the crossover look there. The check back in. Maka whakamua no. Here this time it was in the hands of North Harbour.
Yeah, the right option, just unfortunately couldn't execute it. 1-1 though, Sean. It shows that it's definitely a fair reflection. What have we got here? Roll ball down the side. Not through the legs. Didn't get a leg over that one. Key set now here for North Harbour in the first half. Again, it's not so much about the lead. But if you can be in front of this Waikato team, it just gives you so much more confidence.
Yeah, e whaanga meneti e toi ana tata ki te wā whakatao, te hawhi tuatahi o tēnei kēmu, as we see North Harbour strike again through that quickie platform in the step back, hitting the chopper. Might look to see them become a little bit more expansive in the second half.
Gets in goal now. Touch was made though. Perfectly timed touch. Stops Ella Henderson from being able to link up with the North Harbour winger.
Yeah, touch and pass was the call. Very valiant effort there from the Waikato defender. A big stretched out dive to make that touch. Again, we talk about these pivotal moments of the game. Extra yards there, a great touch. Waikato with a bit of a roll on. They've got just over 3 minutes in this half. Whoever scores next, I think, is going to be a turning point for this fixture.
We're getting close to that key period. As we see here, Edwards trying to attack this right-hand side. Oh, have they created some space? Yeah, just unfortunately, Mary Lynn Connolly found herself too deep in that defensive line.
Yeah, and Edwards just finding the gap in the defence there. Tongue poking out. She's happy with that one. I think, as we talked about previously, it's going to be a huge turn in this game to whoever could score next. And Waikato now have the opportunity to lock that try in and defend a passage of 6 plays here from the North Harbour side.
That's almost an early roll ball. Again, just a little bit sideways, needing to get forward. 3 touches wasted. 4 touches now and not anywhere near that 7-metre line.
Yeah, that wave defence coming from Waikato. We've seen it all before. A little bit of footwork. Not sure what the call was there from the ref. The recount has been given.
Got themselves out of jail there, North Harbour. That wasn't the most constructive. Wasting a lot of touches right off the tap.
Yeah, and we have seen this defence from the Waikato and all of the grades in previous years as well. It's a wave defence they like to run, and it can be quite debilitating as an attacking side. You feel rather suffocated, and that's what they're aiming to do here to this North Harbour side.
Tuapiki, no problem defending that. Makes a touch, casually turns her back, walks back to the scoreline. Seeing Kendra pointing her finger, getting people where she wants them to.
Short side scoop. The chopper comes into what I thought might have been the same hole as what the scooper was running. Unfortunate not to turn that into points.
Yeah, seen Anderson. Obviously, that was what the move was meant to be. Steps off her left, trying to come in, get that short ball. Dragging her opposite, out wide. Waikato now, crucial time for North Harbour. Into the last minute and a half. Waikato scored the last touchdown. They go back to back. This is where, just mentally, do you feel the game slipping away? A late cut, just eyes up footy.
Yes, as I look over the screen, I saw some really late subs coming on for Waikato. I said, oh, don't come back this open side. They didn't need to because they did the damage in the middle with a great late cut. And what a try there. Again, that's probably just not what North Harbour needed going into the half. The deficit now 2 with just under a minute to play.
Matilda Changa scored that one, the 12 for Waikato. They scored 2 now with 5 players on.
Very impressive stuff coming from the Waikato side of the field. As they look to defend, they can play the clock a little bit here with 35 seconds remaining. North Harbour not able to turn this into much of a threat on that play. Strong touch from Waikato. Wide open was that winger.
Referee's call. Referee said not only was it not a touch, it was also ball ground. Replay will be interesting as you see the ball spill out as it often does when it's compressed. Oh, great put down there from the winger. She felt that one.
Yeah, that was Rhea Simpkins off the back end of Ella Henderson, a long pass. With the hooter sounding in the background, they might have one more crack here or happy to take the touch. Yes, they are. Kua mutu te hawhi tuatahi o tēnei kēmu kaua e haere tāwhiti.
For Bunnings Homegrown Heroes, the mahi never stops. Nominate the unsung heroes in your touch community that go above and beyond. They could win $5,000 to invest into the sport we love. Nominate today.
Kia ora touch whānau, welcome to Quick Hit, your short, sharp and touch relevant warm-up with the aim of warming up and moving those important body parts before kicking into activity. The Quick Hit warm-up requires minimal space, minimal time, and allows for innovation.
For Bunnings Homegrown Heroes, the mahi never stops. Nominate the unsung heroes in your touch community that go above and beyond. They could win $5,000 to invest into the sport we love. Nominate today.
No mai hoki mai e te whānau to this, the penultimate final on day 3 of the Bunnings Warehouse 2025 Youth National Tournament. This one is our 18 girls grade. It's Waikato under 18 girls up against North Harbour. Now, Sean, interesting half. I wouldn't say any team dominated. I think the score is a fair reflection. We see North Harbour get the first touchdown. Waikato come back, then for quite a period of time it sat at 1-1. Then Waikato got the second, got the third, and then we see North Harbour just before the end of that first half. We talked about, being the last to score in that half, taking that momentum in. North Harbour will be happy with that. But Waikato, they seem to almost nearly find that rhythm that we're so used to seeing them in the last probably 7 minutes of that half. Your thoughts on what you think might happen going into the second half?
Yeah, I think as a reflection on what the first half gave us, Waikato playing to quite a high level of skill set, whereas North Harbour have come off the back of just some pure hard work. I'd say the message that Willie Woodhouse will be delivering on that far side sub box there would just be that of to keep completing sets at a high level and making sure that they are able to get through the field as efficiently as possible and trying to get the ball in the hands of the likes of Kendra on the back end, trying to just scoot through from dummy half because we've seen the wheels that they do have and hopefully they're able to put that out there.
Yeah, surprised not to see Edwards out there to start this first half, but you've seen the late change. Now she is out there. You've got to think one of the best players in this grade for this age group. Good defence so far from Northland though, 3 touches. Waikato's methodically working their way down. Now what do they have on the back of it? Goes back to the short side. Excellent read from the North Harbour number 8. Not giving the Waikato player enough time to catch and pass out to the winger. Rhea Simpkins, well done on that one. However, there's still this one to defend. They've got the numbers. See her there working well again. Just need to stay up flat. No need to drop behind.
Oh, good hustle there from the North Harbour team. I don't know if they have done enough. The 5th touch try, some razzle-dazzle coming out of the Waikato girls there.
Yeah, you wondered if they knew it was the 5th touch, and the reason I say that is when the board go away for them, they start dropping it back again rather than keeping that flat line and just moving laterally to take away any options. But Waikato, you heard Coach Edwards, keep running. And obviously that's a ploy, not just running to no man's land, making the defender either latch onto you with a late cut, or if they don't, then you've obviously created numbers.
Yes, absolutely, and it just goes to show that there is just as much of a threat on touch 5 as there is any other touch throughout the count. We see North Harbour having a line strike here, back in the hands of Ella Henderson. Recount given.
Surely you like that rule, that it goes back to 0 rather than 1.
Yeah, absolutely, especially when you have some very capable links in that channel there that like to go for the intercept. It does become quite advantageous in the later stages of the game, that's for sure.
Is it legal to be as fast as Maya Blair? I tell you, every time she gets it on the yards, she's going 2 metres per step.
And what an asset to have in your team as a teammate out there, that's for sure, especially when you can just flick the ball off and watch her go to work.
Marginal forward pass, I guess technically it was. Definitely seen a lot. 4-1's not called. However, Harbour made it hard for themselves here.
There's been just sort of, they aren't doing themselves any favours in terms of the slight errors as we see. Waikato taking some of the deep space there is behind that first defender that came up. The pass just gone in time in the hands of Edwards there, finds the number 14 for Waikato was Elkington.
You talked about it in the half-time break, about the high skill level that the Waikato girls have been playing with, particularly on understanding when those extra passes are there. They have the confidence in their skills to pass it. Sort of been the difference. Allows them to get downfield with a couple of touches up their sleeves rather than having to scoop 20 out.
For sure, and it's definitely a skill that a lot of teams are training just like there's no tomorrow at the moment, because the speed that this game's played at to execute those passes at a full sprint is something that needs to be done with 100% accuracy. We talk about speed. She does a U-turn. She goes back towards her teammates.
Oh, needed to be given a try. It's surprised to see that it was an offside. Oh, holding. No, it was. Yeah, I was going to say, not normally would you see an offside when someone goes in, but she did that in the first half, didn't she? Kendra out the number 11 for North Harbour, just using her speed. Not many get on the outside of Edwards. Not only should she get on the outside, she'd go back that way as well.
Yeah, and I think the penalty given there was for the holding because she spent so much time in the end goal.
Nice little decoy play there from North Harbour, wasn't it? Shaping to as if the link was going to come through the middle.
Yeah, it's a great use of the playbook there. We did think the ball was potentially going to go back to Kendra there. She picks it up from half, or maybe the link coming down the channel there. They've done well to work the defenders. The quickies given. Play through the call. Number 14 for North Harbour. Connolly dots down for the third try for North Harbour. 4-3 the score.
Now, I know it's hard to see the lines, but you can clearly see the Waikato player never getting 2 feet on or behind the score line. Great refereeing. It was nice and early call to the attacker, identifying the offside player, telling them to play through. That's why Carly is reffing this game. 4-3, excellent time to hit back. Oh, he had numbers out here on this left side.
Yeah, North Harbour with a pep in their step, but I think it does pay dividends. But I thought potentially that if they got stuck in that ruck, that Waikato would have used the numbers there. They've escaped one there, I think.
Now needing to be strong, North Harbour. Good first touch. There's the second. Yeah, not sure about that. Do you see anything wrong with that, Roble?
I personally didn't, but I think it's a bit hard when you're playing at such a high speed and the game being so dynamic. There can be seen to be fumbles and what might be defenders getting involved in the ruck there. But, yeah, unfortunately, the call not going the way of North Harbour there.
Waikato not having to pay for that mistake previously. Now they're in great field position.
The splitter play. Great touch there from North Harbour. Only 1 point in it. There's quite the arm wrestle that we've been talking about for all of these finals, and we haven't spoken about it yet. And I don't know if I want to talk about that thing that we do with 4 players. There's 4 players at the end yet, because I'd love to see it, but I don't want to jinx it yet.
Oh, there's definitely not going to be a drop-off in this game. I can guarantee it, Sean. There's no way in the world there's going to be a drop-off.
Well, we've asked for it in the last 4 games and we haven't received, so I'm looking forward to seeing what this game has come the 30-minute mark with Waikato, again, still on the attack. Strong touch there. Great defence from the North Harbour open side. The scoop out of the half. There was numbers there for a second, but not long enough.
Yeah, nice hustle, nice defence, North Harbour. They've repelled 2 attacks now. This will be the last one that they'll need to take care of. Good lift. Put the pressure on the passer.
Yeah, well defended there by North Harbour. We've seen a few breakdowns in the previous games with the Lincoln wing being a little bit too tight or not making decisions and trying to just force those passes. We see there they've taken the time away from the ball player. They try to force that pass and it's a very low percentage play.
That was a nice little phase there from North Harbour. They had to defend back-to-back sets. And not only did they do it, they actually repelled really anything like I thought were thrown at them in those 2 sets.
North Harbour just trying to get to their box, get these fresh legs coming on as we see a great latch touch there. They decide to go back up that left channel. There she goes again. Play on the call.
Was she dummy half? Did she not know she was through?
She was dummy half. It was Kendra again, the number 11 from North Harbour. I think she stopped because she thought she had been touched by an onside player, but she was that fast that all 3 of them were in fact offside.
Here she is now with the ball. Will she get it back? Yeah, just a little bit too upright. Didn't win that roll ball. Now she's going to do it from dummy half. Step back, look for the follow. Good defense, good shot. We see there from the link for Waikato. I actually think it was Mihi Waiora, sorry.
Yeah, some great defence there from Waikato on the line. They've done enough to keep them out again as North Harbour, where they were looking to try draw things up. They're happy to take it through the middle. We haven't seen the subbing set from Waikato yet. Yep. A great change up from the coaches, I'd say.
Yep, excellent. Just see that. They've got North Harbour just all over the show on this one. They're not knowing whether they need to mirror or whether they need to shut. That would have been a great reward for that set.
Yes, just the yard straight through the middle. We saw Edwards come on. We knew it was going to go through her hands. She beat Kendra on the foot speed there, which we haven't seen throughout this game. She got into the end goal. The pass went early. Unfortunately, the winger there not able to get the miracle diving catch that we thought she might get.
North Harbour now, can they even it up? Oh, just numbers. What a read again from the winger from Waikato. I'm pretty sure that was Tamsin McNamara.
Yeah, that's great defence from Waikato. They knew their field position. They were still at least 15 metres off the line. They knew they could just force the shut and back their chase out if they had to go to that wing, if the long ball went. Back in the middle with the Waikato team. They go short side. A great touch there from the number 15, Hilson, that was.
North Harbour have really found their way defensively the second half, haven't they? The yards are getting better. They've been able to match it with Waikato, who's so good through that orange zone. Using up a few on this set, though. That's 4 just over the 10-metre line. They won't really be able to get an attack off this one.
Yeah, very strong defence from Waikato. It almost seemed as though it was only individual flyers coming every single time. North Harbour not quite finding the check around to get into the deeper side of the defence. Exactly what Waikato's just done there.
Yeah, it feels like they've almost shifted into a different gear, haven't they? Waikato, we've seen the change up in their subbing pattern, and that defence. Probably their best defensive set of the game.
Yes, impressive just to see what will be coming from the advice of the coaches here. The change-ups have been Very much needed for this Waikato side. Trying to sneak in what looked like a dummy half try there, just in case the playthrough was called.
They must have been listening to your commentary yesterday where you said if you could change anything, you'd want dummy half to be able to score.
It's good to see that there's the attempts going anyway.
Waikato again really squeezing this North Harbour team up on their sub-box side. Oh, that would be such a relief, that penalty.
Yes, North Harbour needed that. They get marched to just shy of the 10-metre line. The first tap taken with some intent. Just over 3 minutes remaining. There's only one in it. They could level it up here.
The player they need on there, Kendra. We see her here with the ball. Oh, we have a player will come through the middle. What's the options? They decide to go short. Thought it might have been a touch and pass. No. Referee says it's the fourth pass, I think.
Scoop short side, the step back. Nothing quite on there. Great hands.
You just see the difference between the options on the end of the attack for North Harbour. When they're running into it, the roll balls are a lot stronger because they've already got their forward momentum. When it's a lot more lateral, just static roll balls, they're flatter. It's harder for the scooper or the dummy half in those situations. So maybe just need to pull back 2 or 3 metres so they can really drive into those touches. As we see Waikato and just having that front foot allows scoopers like Edwards to come onto the ball in a forward way, has a lot more options. Defense, fantastic from North Harbour. Can they keep it up?
Yes, exactly what we had just spoken about was that the desire to get in behind and find those extra yards where they could. Waikato are doing that extremely well, which is evident in how they are getting to their 10-metre line and being able to get a strike. Almost looked like they were playing sevens end-to-end there, the way they went back and forward, sideline to sideline. Unfortunately, another change of position there, not going North Harbour's way.
It's cool that the Waikato team, it looks like it anyway, that they're coached to run, you know what I mean? Just keep running with the balls, whereas most teams, everyone would be standing still, but all the Waikato teams, they know when someone's running towards them, looking for that late or that shake.
Yes, well, anyone coached by Pete Walters would know his favourite saying is run and run fast, and that's definitely what the Waikato team are doing here. Still attacking as hard as they were in that first half, coming to the short side, and a great try in the corner there. Teina Hepi, a great finish, taking the score out to 5-3 with just over a minute remaining. I don't know if there'll be any urgency here for Waikato on the defensive end of things.
Do you think that's a straw that broke the camel's back, Sean, for North Harbour? Is it pretty much signed, sealed and delivered now, that one just taking the air out of the tank?
Yes, unfortunately I think so. I've just seen Teina Hepi with some great gamesmanship walking up the sideline with the ball in hand, not looking to give it back too quickly. A very smart play there. Just under a minute remaining. You can hear Shane Edwards in the sub-box yelling to his team that there's only 50 seconds left. There is no urgency whatsoever from this Waikato side. They are defending with great pleasure here.
Yeah, again, just a little bit too slow, isn't it, Sean? Not being intentional enough, just driving it down their throats.
Yeah, absolutely. And Waikato looking strong coming out here. They know there is not much time left on the clock. They're still happy to play around a little bit with the ball. They still work to their sub-box, although the championship will go the way of the Waikato here today at Pulman Park. Papakura Edwards still wants to have another go. She'll take the outside. I think she is dummy half, so she'll need to find someone free just to add salt in the wound, and yes, she does. Play on the call. Edwards takes the outside, the long route. Aotearoa Murphy with the final try. We see in the replay, Edwards taking the outside line here, finds the player free, and it was Murphy. What a great finish to what was a great final. He mihi nui ki te tima no Waikato. Congratulations, Waikato. What a great final that was. North Harbour, he mihi anō hoki ki a koutou katoa. A very valiant effort. Unfortunately, not going their way this afternoon, but a great game that was, Maya.
Yeah, I just felt for North Harbour. Well, first of all, congratulations to Waikato You picked them at the start. They definitely were the favourites, and they've gone out there and shown why. Again, another gold medal for a female touch team from the Waikato region. They just dominate in that area for the longest time. North Harbour, very valiant effort. It looked like they were going to come back and even things up, and they never quite got there. And then that crucial touchdown with 1:13 to go from Waikato really seemed to deflate any momentum or any opportunity they had.
Yeah, it's just a standout performance it was from Edwards, the number 9 from Waikato there. She did extremely well to just keep a good control of the game, a very level head. And we spoke about earlier, just the maturity that they were playing with is that of a very high level experience team of Wahine there. Again, a well-coached side with Peter Walters and Shane Edwards in the box there, the managers, the whole team from Waikato, just very professional, and what a performance it was. He oi anō ka tika me mihi ki ngā kaiwawa o te rā kēmu, koutou kua whakapaukaha mo tēnei kēmu he mihi tino nui ki a koutou.
Referees, fantastic, aided to that game. I just want to give Kendra, the number 11 from North Harbour, a shout out. I think that's a name that's going to become a household name as she carries on in her career. Wouldn't surprise me if she pops up at the Open Nationals in a couple of weeks. She looks like she definitely has that ability. Put her around some other key players and it'll just take her game to another level. But Edwards from Waikato, she's pretty dominant. Whenever she was out there on attack, they always look so much more threatening. 90% of the time, the tries that are scored from this team, she's got her hands all over the ball. That was a great touchdown there, but fantastic game. It's sad sometimes, isn't it, that there's only one set of gold medals out, but that's why you can be so chuffed when you do win it, when you beat such an incredible opponent.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talk about these names here in the youth division, but it's not going to be the last time that we hear these names with the Opens Championships coming up here again at Pulman Park later in February, the first weekend of March. It's going to be truly incredible spectacle. But for the time being, we will head down to the field where the one and only George Yankee is down on the field with the winning captains.
Thanks, gentlemen. I'm here with Koe Ataru and also Mihi Korama, our captains for Waikato under-18 girls, the champions of champions for 2025. What a game it was and what a season it was. Undefeated. How does it feel to be the undefeated team at this tournament?
It feels pretty mean knowing that each game we tried our hardest to just play to our full potential, especially with our coaches and supporters all coming up to back us.
Awesome, you did well. And what I noticed throughout the event, you guys were dominating. But North Harbour seemed to just wouldn't go away in this final. What do you think the difference was in this final?
Probably the speed on Harbour girls' legs. I think for us, it was just about being physical, being strong, being smarter, touch IQ, everything like that. But I take my hat off to those girls with coming into this tournament as underdogs and probably not even being expected in this final, but, take my hat off to those girls.
Oh, nah, Mihi, that's a good one. And speaking of touch IQ, you couldn't have had it any better in the coaching systems there with the legends Shane Edwards and Mr. Touch himself, Peter Walters. How lucky is it for you guys to have people like that in your box?
It's so great because just the knowledge they give us that we can carry through onto our different teams, and knowing that we're backing their name up on the field playing for them, and they always support us no matter what, so it's pretty great to have them in our team.
And a final comment, which one's the nicer one out of the two?
Definitely not Shane.
Hey ladies, I'll give you the final word. If you want to say anything to anyone back home or your team, it's over to you.
Just thank you to our supporters for coming and watching us. Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
And shout out to my fubs. And Waikato always. Do we have to do that? Touch. What a game.
Back to you boys upstairs. These girls are loving it.
From George. Appreciate those comments, girls. Come right back. We will unpack a little bit more of that game. Waikato 6 over North Harbour 3.
For Bunnings Homegrown Heroes, the mahi never stops. Nominate the unsung heroes in your touch community that go above and beyond. They could win $5,000 to invest into the sport we love. Nominate today.
Kia ora team, George here from Touch NZ. Now we all enjoy a bit of touch, but without a proper warm-up, the chances of being injured are massively increased. So to keep you on the field and out of the emergency room, Touch NZ have made a short and easy warm-up series for all levels, proven to lower the chance of injury by close to 50%. So head on over to our site and check them out. Play safe, play smart.
For Bunnings Homegrown Heroes, the mahi never stops. Nominate the unsung heroes in your touch community that go above and beyond. They could win $5,000 to invest into the sport we love. Nominate today.
We just heard from the winning captains from Waikato, and now George is down here with the captain coach of the North Harbour under-18 girls team. George, what do we got?
Back down here on field side, I'm here with Mr. Woodhouse and Ella Henderson. Man, what a game it was. It wasn't the game for you guys in the final, but you could be proud of all those efforts out there. You were in it within tries right to the last couple of minutes. Can tell us what the difference was, you think?
Mate, you know, credit to Waikato. It was all about moments, eh? They took their moments, yeah, and we never took ours. We had enough opportunities. We got through the line. We just couldn't find space, so a credit to their defence. But it's all, at these types of games, moments. They took theirs, okay? We didn't take ours. And all credit to them, you know, to a well-drilled side. And we knew that. We tried to match energy with energy. And we did for good parts of the game, but consistency is the key. Yeah, and they were more consistent than us. Honestly, just little 1%ers and stuff like that. So, yeah, no, it was a tough one. Yeah.
Nice. And full credit to you all. You put a great effort, and you've got a great story behind your team making it to this finals. Ella Henderson, tell us a little bit about your team.
Yeah, really proud of the girls. We've got 5 new players new to touch, come from surf lifesaving backgrounds, rugby. So we put on a good show for everyone, managed to get second, which is amazing. We've got quite a young team of girls, so hopefully they come back next year with the win.
Nice work. Have you got anything to say to your ladies and your management?
Oh, hey, management's been great. You know, first thing first is we look after the player first, right, and then the game afterwards. So, yeah, that stuff, work ethic, effort, they need talent for that, right, and they had all of that, yeah. But like I said, moments beat us, and, you know, it's good to go down like that. We don't mind that. Yeah, especially still a good side, yeah.
And it's great to see a smile on your face because you'll be proud of your girls, right?
Dangerous when you're smiling, mate. Dangerous when you're smiling.
Is there anyone you want to do a shout out to, Ella?
We'll just thank Willie, our amazing coach, been with him for a while. Yeah. Also, Maddie, she came to give us tips. Yeah. She got us here with all her insight. And Leslie, thanks to Leslie. She got us. Yeah.
Awesome. And you want to sign us out before we go upstairs with the saying?
Touch.
What a game! There it is. Back upstairs to you boys.
Thank you, George, for that. Appreciate it. I'll tell you what, Sean, one thing that stands out to me, not only are our Wahine players incredibly talented, but I think few other sports need to watch our sport and just see how you do a post-match conversation, very articulate, knowledgeable, and they really think about what they're saying with regards to who they're thanking and the reason why they won and not. So appreciate those comments from those players. I'm sure they're both devastated around the loss, but you could see the pride they had for the effort they put in, and they'll come back better and stronger, as we heard there from the captain of North Harbour. Your takeaways from the game?
Yeah, I just want to reiterate the words that came there from the coach, Willie Woodhouse. We look after our players first and the game second, and that's what it's all about is, the game's only a vehicle. It's only a waka for what we do here with the Pāwhatu Paoro space and our motu, and it's just a real special thing to hear from a losing coach being so positive and so proud of his team, and it's just such an infectious energy that we see throughout the game. And the takeaways for me, again, was just the moments that Waikato were able to win, exactly what Willie said. They were well drilled and well coached. They took the opportunities when they were there. They also made some opportunities out of nothing with that 5th touch try we saw. But yeah, it was just the little moments that separated the two teams.
Alrighty, fine. Get your phones out because we're going to put up the Homegrown Hero QR code. This is the one where you get to nominate simply by scanning it with your camera, opening up the form, clicking on the link and putting down the name and details of your homegrown hero back in your rohe, the ones who have been doing all the hard mahi, the unsung hero. They can be in to win $5,000. There's 5 of these prizes, 5 of these acknowledgements. So chuck them down. We're going to head to a break, but be right back, because as you heard in the background, we're on to our final of the day.
This is North Harbour versus Taumaki, or North Harbour versus Auckland. The 18 boys grand final.
For Bunnings Homegrown Heroes, the mahi never stops. Nominate the unsung heroes in your touch community that go above and beyond. They could win $5,000 to invest into the sport we love. Nominate today.
Kia ora team, George here from Touch NZ. Now we all enjoy a bit of touch, but without a proper warm-up, the chances of being injured are massively increased. So to keep you on the field and out of the emergency room, Touch NZ have made a short and easy warm-up series for all levels, proven to lower the chance of injury by close to 50%. So head on over to our site and check them out. Play safe, play smart.
E te iwi, koutou kua whai wā ki te hono ki tēnei pāpahotanga mo te rā katoa o tēnei whakataitai pāwhitu pauro o ngā rangatahi o Aotearoa. Tēnei māua te tokorua nei, e noho wai mare ana i Wainganui tēnei wāhi a tāhua o Takanini. Noho māhana mai mātakitaki mai ngā pūkenga maha o e nei tama. Ko te rā whakamutuna, ko te kēmu whakamutunga, te kēmu o ngā kēmu. Nā reira, kaua e haere tāwhiti, ko te hia tima ka toa whakaihu waka i te whakataitai rua mano, rua te kaumārima. Tēnā koutou e te whānau, ko Sean Mulkey tōku ingoa, ko Maya Williams tēnei. Tēnā koe Maya.
Tēnā koe Sean, this is the game that I particularly really look forward to getting to. Obviously back when I was refereeing, the one I wanted to be in was weird. I sort of wanted to be in it because it meant that you're in the top ranked referees, but you also knew you're about to be absolutely destroyed physically because these young men are just absolutely lightning. We've got North Harbour up against Auckland. Last final, the last game on the last day of this 2025 Bunnings Warehouse Youth Touch Nationals. Bruce Pulman Park, thank you to the ground crew who have just allowed us to be playing on carpet. What a beautiful field this is. Excited about this one. I'm excited. It's almost like a local derby as to who you think is going to get on top at the end of this one.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I haven't had a good look into the scores yet. I will come back to you with my prediction. However, normally I would jump to you for a little kōrero on our kaiwawau, our referees. However, I think I can take this one on myself because they don't need many things said about them. Alicia U18, Richie Heap, John Dusto, the 3 current best referees in the country, and we are very, very lucky to have the 3 of them in centre field at the moment to take what will be the game of the day. I'd say the under-18 boys are going to have to do a bit of work to try take over what was previous to this the best, the 16 boys. To me, well, what a division we have out here. But no, Auckland versus North Harbour, Battle of the Bridge. Who's your pick?
I really haven't picked anyone all day, and this is not my monologue of how to sit on the fence and not make a decision. I would just hate to take away the opportunity from you to be able to go 6-0. Now, admittedly, you have picked the $1 favourite in every one of the games. So, to put you on the spot, Sean, who is going to win? Are you going to be able to keep a clean sheet? Are you going 6-0?
Well, I look back at some of these scores, and North Harbour have had quite the run to the final, a mixture of results actually. In Auckland, same thing. It's been a tough competition both ways. I think if I see correctly here, that the last time that these two teams played against each other was actually, yes, this morning. 5-all was the score. I think it was their last
round. That's not going to help
robin.
you, is it? 5-all?
No, it's not. So I think...
Yeah. Crazy what happens when you have to actually make a decision, right? Rather than when it's made for you.
Isn't it just? I think I'm going to have to go off personal preference, a little bit of personal experience here. There's nothing... for those at home that think there's something behind this decision, it's purely just I'm going to choose my favourite colour and go with blue here, and there's nothing against North Harbour whatsoever.
Well, what I heard is you say you like Auckland better than North Harbour.
Absolutely.
So Auckland it is for Sean. Can he keep a clean record? Well, the coaches, we've spoken about them, and these two teams got incredible coaches. You talked about the referees. This is the best group that you can get. Richie Houp, there's not many better humans than that man. Incredible man. Alicia and John Dusto, leading referees in the world. So, yeah, we're blessed. Not often you think about rugby. You don't often see the international Super Rugby referees refereeing a high school game. Where in the sport of touch, we get the best of the best for every year level, and these three definitely are. So, an awesome game ahead of us. I have no doubt there'll probably be a little bit more drama in this game than we've seen. We haven't seen much drama. It's been played in great spirit, and I'm not suggesting at all that drama equals spirit, but let's see what happens. Can you go 6 from 6? Auckland, tap us off. And we see the intensity straight away. Was the touch made? Not claiming the touch. Referee gives the all clear. We only had one touch before we get our first touchdown, Sean.
I don't even think we have 10 seconds on the board yet, and we have the first touchdown there. Wow, that was an incredible try. That was just an epic start there. Tere hoki o tēnā tama o tira I tēnei kemu katoa. A fast game right from the first tap. We see that there, and I looked through the team list, which we didn't really get the opportunity to, and some of the names standing out to me, Simeon Governor, Ngātai Crib, I've seen these names down the line quite frequently, and to see them here playing for Tamaki Makaurau is a very cool thing to see.
North Harbour straight back on attack. Crazy. Not sure if you could see it, but off screen, the North Harbour winger on the right-hand side, he had about 20 metres of real estate to himself. The defence, though, you spoke about it in the last game, getting up so quickly, it doesn't give the player with the ball enough time to look for his options. He has to just throw to where he thinks it needs to be.
Ai, and kua kōrero tia ki ngā pūkinga maha o tēnei whakataitai o ngā rangatahi. Heoi anō ko tēnei te kemu o ngā kemu. The under-18 boys were set for probably the best game of the day, I'd say.
Yeah, it's got a few games to beat. We've been blessed today with some great touch. One that sticks out so far is the under-16 boys, but this one has started with a hiss and a roar. Harbour shocked into life after their first touchdown out of nowhere after the first touch. Good defence, Auckland. Fifth touch, just over halfway. What can Harbour do? Where do they want to give this ball away?
Great footwork there from the two of North Harbour was Smiley. They've been very good, this North Harbour side, been picking and choosing when they take their moments, but it's hard when you come up against a side that's so clinical as is this Auckland side, as we see the flourishing numbers coming from the sub-box. Nice and direct with the latch touch there. Strong drive, they go for the 32 channel. The follow play back on, a little bit of back and forward there, not the option, but I think the call coming from that is the touch and pass.
Yeah, first penalty, I think, for the game, which is good. We want to see as few of those as possible. North Harbour now, just unfortunately too many players bailing, didn't have anyone an option for that extra pass. Now they come on, unfortunately in a backwards direction. Oh, that's a great extra pass now. Maximilian.
Just impressive to see the desire that is coming from this Auckland side. Right from the first touch on the transition, they had 3 up, 3 back, and then it just came as a strong wave defence, but it was very calculated, very measured. North Harbour not sure quite what to do there. They only got their 5th touch just over their side of the halfway.
Yeah, and that's 3 in a row for North Harbour. So they'll have an opportunity here, however, to be able to get a lot deeper into this attacking half. Hopefully giving themselves a couple of cracks. There's the first good touch. See that extra pass again.
I must say I'm excited to see which team gets the first recount on the try line. This will be somewhat the longest set we've seen here, to see a little bit of skill from this North Harbour side, maybe a little bit of flair coming from it. They take the quickie option, the long ball goes out. Footwork there, well covered from the Auckland winger.
You wonder how they can make up that ground, defensive wingers. I thought that was going to be a try for all money, but such was the speed and I guess the pre-touch body position by that winger, always facing out towards the attacker.
As you say, it's just a lot of ground to cover. We often say as attackers that the ball often beats the player, not in that scenario, especially when you position yourself so well. And a great bit of back and forth play there. Auckland going in for their second. The ball started in the hands of Keanu Graham, and it ends back up in his hands there with a little bit of back and forth. And look at this. They get the pass away, ball gone, try.
Yeah, you wouldn't say they were really structured touchdowns, those first two, particularly the first one, but more throwing something at the defence and then ad-libbing from there.
Yes, as North Harbour, they get their second tap-off from the half. They'll get 2 strikes here as long as they get down by third touch. Yep, as we see the play call coming, the sweep coming from the far side. They snap back, the long ball goes out. Unlucky not to find the target there. The space is open and potentially not the right option, but North Harbour back in time just to make some strong defensive stops here.
Auckland been solid this game, haven't they, Sean? In all 3 facets of the game defensively, they've been flawless. While it looked like Harbour have had options, they really haven't shut them down pretty easy. They've done a good job through this orange zone, and we've seen them score 2. Is this the third? His dummy half, he's looking for an option. He wasn't looking, he passed it to the person he couldn't see. Excellent support. So easy for that Auckland support player. We'll get a number here, hopefully, just to watch to see if the try is scored. But no, he doesn't. Puts the pass right on the money. Samuel Clark goes in for Auckland's 3rd touchdown.
Yeah, it's just an impressive show of pace there from Brian Masters. It was the number 10 from Auckland, scooting out a half, a big tall timber. He showed great speed to get through into the end goal, and yes, he just finds Samuel Clark almost effortlessly. That pass fooled me. I didn't see Clark coming from anywhere, and he pops up, and a great try there for Auckland's 3rd.
Oh, the link from North Harbour did a great job there. He knew exactly what the option was, just unfortunately didn't release it first time round, Dylan Brown. If he did, he would have been in. Would have reminded me of the Middle to Michael Cav type try, other than the one that got called forward.
Yeah, it's just a well-balanced side here as the Auckland team. We see everybody knowing exactly what their role is and doing it to a high standard. We see Simeon Governor coming on with a great drive in for the number 9 from Auckland. Dylan Yar, unfortunately not there to turn it into points. They were quite far out. Simeon Governor did well to get in behind the defence there, but just not quite the option.
There seems to be a really player-centred type refereeing philosophy that we've seen in all of these finals. You can't say at all that any of the games have been dominated by refereeing over officiated. It's definitely what it feels like when you watch most rugby games, but this one and the 5 previous ones, they're there playing the part they should, keeping teams apart.
Yeah, just gutted to see number 11 for Auckland, Simeon Governor, come limping off the field. I do hope he's okay, because I know the strike power that he is. He's played a clinical role here of being a setter for this Auckland side, which is, to me, a surprise. I've seen him dominate at the open level down at the Māori Nationals with his brothers in the Ngāti Porou side. It was very impressive, so I hope he is okay. But back to the field of play, we've got North Harbour going for a quickie. The wind flies out of nowhere.
I think he got let off there. He was definitely left too early, did the winger from Auckland. But you push the envelope, and if you get away with it, you take it. North Harbour though now sweep here. Do they go back? Yeah, they do. I'm not sure if that was for the link. He wasn't sure either, but Auckland well defended.
Yes, just landing in the bread basket there of Cameron Board. Happy to take that one. 0 was the count on the 7-metre line. The extra yards found easily from the Auckland side. On comes Ngātai Crib, setting a great platform, some strong yards here. The scoop off the 33 platform is the option. Well defended there from North Harbour. They had no reason to bite, no reason to come in tied or anything like that. They just read the play well.
Great call there, Sean. Good work there from Rico, number 5 for North Harbour. Rico Hartwell. Read that well. See the lift from Auckland just defensively, shutting down any option that North Harbour have. They're almost catching the ball from dummy half and then boom, right in front of them. There's the defender.
Oh, great play down that short side. Unlucky not to find the extra set of hands on the outside, but we did talk about that wave defence of Auckland. We've spoken about it in the previous game, which was the Waikato 18. It felt like they were just suffocating the opposition, and it just isn't giving them any time on the ball coming through the field, and it just has a real roll-on effect come touch 5. They just don't have the advantage that they're after.
Yep, they're 3-0 up on the scoreboard, but as you say, it's the defence that have caused that to happen. They're starting their sets just within their defensive half, which is giving them really good options on that attacking end.
Hendricks, Tusa with the ball, sends it back to the middle. There he is, Simeon Governor, he's back out there, he's okay. Playing that setting role, they find him back in the splitter play. Ball goes back to North Harbour, well defended there.
Better from North Harbour. Can they keep this flow, though? They seem to be getting to that second and third touch now. This much better set. They've been able to continue to be going with that forward momentum. Fourth touch, well inside halfway. Here's the sitting touch. Better again, having Auckland backpedal. Much easier to attack with the defence going backwards. That was a really good set there from North Harbour. That needs to be the standard. I'm sure it's the one that they want.
Oh, tika tau there, Maya. That is definitely the best set of their game. Yes, it didn't come with any points as a reward of it. However, I'm just stoked to see the direction they played with it in that set in particular, and they were able to get a much more promising strike on the line, as we see Dylan Yara with the scoop coming here. No, he gets the ball back. He goes and sets for his teammate, and he jogs through into the end goal. Can he find an open player? Plenty of time on the ball, and yes, he does. He finds number 3, Cyrus Katipa. Cruising through into the end goal was Keanu Graham. We've seen it do it once, and he does it again. Does well to get free. Quite an easy try there, I think.
Yeah, it was pretty easy. I think North Harbour, as a result of referee Dusto telling them don't hold, we're laying back. Normally we were seeing, and maybe you'd take that option next time. You just hold if you know that you're beaten and your defensive line's been broken down, you'd give the penalty away. A good attack there from Auckland. The conversion rate's really high, and when they get the options, they finish.
It sure has been. We spoke about that earlier, just winning the small moments and making the most of those opportunities. And when something like that does arise, there's a confusion between defenders. As an attacker, you've got to take full use of those opportunities, and those are those small moments we talk about winning. Well defended there. A nice lift from Ngatai Crib at the far link. He's saved his middles quite a few times there. Not that I think they need saving, but he's doing very well of sharing the workload.
Do you think when defensively they're pretty awesome like Auckland is, that's when you try and throw in a face?
Yeah, I think that Auckland is just winning the ruck here, and North Harbour is spending a lot of time trying to split open there, unfortunately unable to find a set of hands to turn it into points again. However, that is the option. North Harbour is getting held up in some strong touches. They're trying to split back into the defender. Sometimes, yes, that scoop out of dummy half is probably going to be the option, or just, a slight change up in the attack.
You talked about moments, and I think I was really impressed with Coach Woodhouse and what he said in their post-match, how complimentary he was of the Waikato team in terms of him saying they won those moments. You hear that in most sports. It's a cliche for a reason, because that's really what it does come down to when you've got two evenly matched teams. It's who can win those moments.
Yeah, spot on there. E ruanga miniti e toi ana I tēnei hawhi, te hawhi tuatahi o te kemu whakamutunga o tēnei rā, o tī rā, tēnei whakataitai. Whā ki te kore is the score. Auckland is ahead. The score is probably not quite a reflection. I feel as though as Harbour has had quite promising attack, they just haven't been able to ice those moments we talk about. For example, we see there just the catch and pass wasn't quite effective there. Maybe the long ball was the option, but we can't take away from how efficient and structured this Auckland side has been.
Yeah, I think it's hard to measure how the pressure that Auckland have put on Harbour defensively has sort of, I guess, disrupted their normal flow on attack. So, like I say, Auckland are winning every facet of the game. We see them here again. Just look at their momentum. No, called onside. Must have just got onside in that last moment.
Yeah, just showing the athleticism and the speed that this game's played at. It was a very quick scoop out of the half, and North Harbour done well to get onside quickly there, and it's just such a fast pace they're playing at. This game is flowing by. There's only 1 minute remaining in this first half.
Down to 4 players at the moment, North Harbour. Now we have back to the full complement of 6 in the last minute. What can happen? Can they get one back? Auckland just seem to know the winger here. I've really been trying to find his number all half. Samuel Clark, is it? Maybe? Or Cameron Bald. Done a great job. He always seems to be, wherever the North Harbour player catches the ball, they seem to catch him at the same time.
Yeah, and it's no doubt that this Auckland team is so well drilled, and they're just looking to be a very classy outfit, as we see number 7 again, Keanu Graham, hits that passive play. Wow, nothing was on at all. It didn't seem like there was going to be any hole open up. Keanu Graham almost seemed like that wasn't the right option, but Brian Masters makes it the right option. Stop, start, off he goes, crosses the try line for Auckland's 5th. And I just want to hook back into what I was saying about Auckland being, seems to be a very well-drilled side. Going back to those coaches, we'll cover that in the second half. Don't go anywhere for what is a great final we have here.
For Bunnings Homegrown Heroes, the mahi never stops. Nominate the unsung heroes in your touch community that go above and beyond. They could win $5,000 to invest into the sport we love. Nominate today.
Kia ora touch whānau, welcome to Quick Hit, your short, sharp and touch-relevant warm-up, with the aim of warming up and moving those important body parts before kicking into activity. The Quick Hit warm-up requires minimal space, minimal time, and allows for innovation.
For Bunnings Homegrown Heroes, the mahi never stops. Nominate the unsung heroes in your touch community that go above and beyond. They could win $5,000 to invest into the sport we love. Nominate today.
E te iwi nau mai hoki mai, ki tēnei te kemu whakamutunga, o tēnei whakataitai, o tira o tēnei a pāpahotanga o whakaata Māori. That is the final game we have here, live for you on this broadcast of Whakaata Māori, between Auckland and North Harbour, the Battle of the Bridge, some might call it. Auckland in a convincing lead at the moment, 5-0 is the score, as we see some of the highlights coming through of some of their very impressive touchdowns. 5-0, yes, it's a big lead, Maya, but I think it'll be enough to just keep a bit of a chip on the shoulder of North Harbour, and I'm sure they'll be wanting to close that deficit early on.
Auckland came and they started, you call it hit the ground running. The way they wanted to play, they started right from the start in that fashion. Harbour looked like they didn't quite start where they wanted to, and they're still trying to find their rhythm, find their flow, find their combinations, their connections. And so if they can do that in the second half, because I don't think that they've played close to the level they can, then that 5 touchdowns can easily be pulled back. The thing for me is, because Auckland have been so dominant in all 3 phases, the 5 touchdowns aren't even a reflection of great attack, actually, where 3 of them have been just through a bit of eyes-up ad-lib footy. We'd call them random tries. But it's their defence and through that orange zone that they've been outstanding. You know, you'd almost say flawless.
And being reigning champs, looking back here, Auckland, it's no wonder they have such a tight grip on this game, and you don't have to look any further than the sub-box alone. We have a great coaching combination there of Wiramu Neho, which he's been with this crew for a long time, and I also see the very experienced Wiramu Takare in there, Woods, as lots of you may know him as, just a wealth of knowledge in the sub-box, and it's an extreme privilege for these rangatahi from Tamaki Makoto to have such high coaching power.
Harbour get the first chance. What have they got to throw at this Auckland team? Yes, they get it back. Nice call there from the referee. The ball obviously was propelled forward. Doesn't have to be passed, but propelled forward from the Auckland player.
I like that option there from the North Harbour attack. However, having the likes of Bailey, Ngatai, Cribb in that passing lane on that left-hand defensive side for Auckland, he's been very active in that passing lane, and I think they'll struggle to get it over him. They might have to play an early ball to get outside him. However, I think the best option is to probably just go the other way.
Second penalty in a row. One more, and then Auckland will be required to move one to the sideline. First time they've gone straight for that type of play, hadn't they? The North Harbour players still hanging around wondering, did I actually get touched? We see there Matthews, 13 for North Harbour. Now just spreading this Auckland defence to the left. Tries to get him on the short side. Does he get back on side in time? He does. Referee Heap said he does. When you've got a team, if you're North Harbour and you've got 2 penalties in a row, are you working to get that third touch instead of like working for a try? Are you trying to get them to roll early or not move forward so that you can get it down to 5 or no?
Well, absolutely. We talk about those moments again and again and again, and you've got to make those moments for yourself. And if that means drawing the penalty to create opportunities and have a 6-on-5, then that's what you've got to do. And unlucky there not to convert into points. That was probably the best opportunity that Harbour have had for this section of the game.
As soon as Auckland get the ball, look at them just straight up the field. They've been fantastic in this area. I'd say there's going to be a penalty here for offside. Yep. You can just tell both middles for North Harbour. We're never back on side.
Yeah, and we have that combination out there, the 7 and 8, Keanu and Terry. It's going to be interesting to see what they run. They go to Hendricks on the left middle. Keanu happy to play the dummy half role there, giving Hendricks the opportunity to strike at the left link.
We haven't really seen North Harbour throw too many, what we'd call like quickie plays, starting off from that quickie platform. Do you think that's just in terms of the skill set of the team, or?
Well, in the past few games, what we've seen is very structured play from teams where they tend to utilise 1 or 2 platforms and then just changing up the variations off it. However, I don't think that North Harbour has been clinical enough to test them in one area and then to exploit their weaknesses from that. We see it was Terry Crummer there with the scoop out of the half. He was trying to find his middle partner, Keanu Graham. Unfortunately there, they were unable to execute what was a great opportunity for Auckland to try find their 6th.
That's 2, this is 3, and they haven't even got to the 10-metre line. They have done this consistently throughout this whole final so far. 4th touch still on the defensive half, North Harbour. 5th touch now and only just over. Again, giving the ball away there. It's just outstanding defence. And like, I don't think Auckland would say their attack is really clicked, but because they have so many opportunities down on the attacking 7-metre line, you know, the percentage rate is just going to always be higher. So,
yes, and both teams have had almost double-figure amounts of games this weekend, which is a huge ask of any team of any age, as we see. Just like that, Richie Heap, he is jogging on the spot, and I have no doubt that he was in the best seat in the house to call that one a try.
I thought it was going to be forward. Look at the body position of the player who received the ball back. Like, we're looking at it from this angle. We had referees on the side who gave it the all clear, but Richie couldn't have been in a better position to know whether it was ball down or not. So, great teamwork there from the group of 3s. Excellent try, 6-0. Auckland again, just staying in the same gear they started this game with.
Yeah, and it's good just to see the intent that Noah Smiley comes up with. It doesn't matter the score on the board. He's still giving his 100% effort, as are the remaining players on the field for the North Harbour. They're still giving it everything they can. 10 minutes on the clock. It'd be good to see them cross over here. Smiley goes open side. He finds his link. Winger just runs out of space, and it just seems like Auckland's got this whole line covered.
Yeah, we've said it a couple of times today, haven't we, around teams looking like they have that extra player.
No doubt. And some promising attack it was coming from the North Harbour side there. They draw the penalty. I think that's one. They'll look to play with the ball here. They've got 6 touches. I hope they use the whole set and they look to move the ball around and try to find a weakness of this Auckland side. start with a quickie. They go long. And I think we get to see the first dot down of the try, yes, of the game. Yes, it is for North Harbour. John Dusto pointing to the mark.
The old wind up, you don't often see touchdown scored after that because it normally means that defending winger has had another 2 steps they could get closer. 6-1, great to see Harbour hit back.
Yes, Rico Hartwell in the corner. A great try that was, and we talked about the structure they're playing with. They had been to that quickie platform a few times, and this time it did pay off for them. So hopefully they go back to that same attacking structure. And there's those 2 names I did mention earlier.
I hope we get to see the replay from that angle, and the reason being, watch what the Auckland attack does to the defence. Not sure if we're going to get another angle on this one, but just the manipulation of the player that didn't have the ball, what he caused the defence to do was pretty to watch. We've seen them both sort of head off east and west, the Red Sea parting, and he blows the kiss
to
the camera.
An incredible connection those 2 have down from the area of Manawatu. Simeon Governor, I've seen that exact try all too many times. I think him and his brothers practiced that a few times in the back garden, that one. But no, Ngatai Cribb throwing an incredible ball fake there and a great try from Auckland.
You've seen it in terms of you being scored on?
I'm very lucky. No, that's not the case. I haven't had the opportunity too many times to play against them. However, when they were playing for Ngāti Porou at the recent Nationals, they ran that play all too many times. And it was beautiful to watch.
Strong touch there from the Auckland wing. Just interrupting that roll ball. Guessing that's touch 4. 2 to go now, North Harbour.
Harbour hot on the attack. However, referee Alicia Aotearoa jogging on the spot again in a great position to call that touch there. The late cut coming from the far link side. North Harbour just running out of options, really, I think, there. They had to sort of try and make something out of nothing come touch 5, but here comes this Auckland sub pattern again. They've changed it up. They've been short side. They've been long side. They look at this cheeky play. Well defended there from North Harbour. Boy, I didn't see that coming.
That is the play where most referees get bowled over on. So a lot of referees, when the ball's coming to the box, that's when they interchange. So when a sneaky one happens and they're just bailing, they're not even looking at where the play is, and then they get cartwheeled. And I'm not laughing, if that's what it sounds like coming through the mic, but it is quite an interesting sight to see.
It does sound like quite a tactic to gain a 7th defender on the field. I might have to ask Richie Heap to jump on our side for the next one when we do play at the Nationals coming up. North Harbour coming on strong here again. There's that man again, Smiley in the middle. Happy to play the role-playing position in this one.
Didn't see the foot in the ruck. The interesting thing to see.
Dylan Brown and Noah Smiley with a fresh set of 6 on the line here, just trying to discuss what they see in front of them. Noah Brown going in for the quickie, splits open side, goes back long, he set one up before. Smiley having a dive, well defended from the 5, Stephen Perryman of Auckland.
What do Harbour got to do to get across again? Is it to really come back and sort of drive face dump there, go short side? Well, there we go, answered my own question. Well, North Harbour did for me. And I said that in the first half. When you're attacking this defence, it's really solid, particularly in the first touch. You need to be ready to go into a phase play, don't you? And because they haven't been tested then. This first time they've been tested and a touchdown got scored against them. So hopefully they're seeing what worked and they'll come down and give it a go again.
Yeah, it's just important, as you say, to change up the options, because at the end of the day, when you throw the same picture there, Auckland would have done their homework. They would know what sort of attacks coming their way. So they've done well to adjust as the North Harbour side and change their attack somewhat. But I think it's just been a little bit too little too late. Auckland defence up and strong again there. Just the single fly is doing enough to disrupt them. No checks coming around there as we see. Maybe offside there from the far link position, or he's just super, super quick down on the close side of the screen here.
You can hear the advice being given from one of our teams to the refs, just making sure that they're all 7 metres back.
I must say, it does seem to me like the 7 metres have been shorter in this game, but they definitely aren't, because these athletes are just so fast and they make these 10 metres look like they're only 5 metres. And I can see John Dusto and Alicia Duaiti, Richie Heap, they are pulling huge 10-metre onsides, but they're just back and up so quickly that they are looking so small.
Oh, lovely little interplay there between the Auckland team. Dylan, the number 9, couldn't quite see the number of the try scorer, but we have it here. Here, you have it. No, you have it. Okay, I'll have it. No, you have it again. There's the touchdown. I wonder what the defender from North Harbour was doing. I'll take you, him, me, you. Oh, well. And there we see it again. Straight into it. I actually thought that was a replay. Straight back into it, North Harbour. She's getting late in the weekend. This is the last day. Last game, 2025 Bunnings Warehouse Youth Touch Nationals. Bruce Pulman Park, in so many ways, the home of touch.
And just as the clock is slowly winding down, just another reminder to get the Homegrown Heroes nominations in on the Touch New Zealand website as we see the long ball go out there to the winger. Again, there's just seems to be a little bit of space open there. I think a little bit of a weakness maybe coming from the Auckland side.
Yeah, well, Auckland really forced North Harbour for the first 30 minutes of the game to throw left to right to that side of the field. So we've seen the 2 times that they've gone to the right to left side, the left-hand attacking side, that they've scored. So I'm not sure whether they've just slipped back there or not.
Yeah, for sure, and I just wish there was a little bit more time left in this game. We could have seen North Harbour, I think, exploit that weakness that we are seeing develop from this Auckland side. They go for the early phase play, and they just managed to get caught in the ruck. There was North Harbour, and Auckland just so clean and crisp and well drilled there. They find the chopper, they drop for the phase play, unfortunately both leaving their feet. Finding the link, coming in with a huge slam dunk there at the link position. It's
definitely a part of touch that I've seen, don't really see much anymore. Back initially when I first started, when superstars like George Yonke was running around, that would be something you would see almost every set, if not every other set. And I don't know whether that's just because the attacks are so lethal that they score on the first all the time, but I often see when you're just expecting the player to dump the ball, not come back to the 7 metre line, which makes me think that it's not even in the mindset of the modern day player.
I think it's definitely something that has it's filtered out of the game a little bit, but that just comes to me down to some great defence in the modern game. And I know a lot of players and a lot of coaches out there are teaching on the second phase play to really just try to disrupt that phase play, whether it's an extremely a meaningful touch or if it's a hold off and try to get them to play that ball without the touch being initiated. There's just so much risk there with that phase play at the moment that a lot of people, as you say, don't tend to look for it anymore. And Ngatai Cribb in a foot race there with number 13, Matthews. But Matthews, we've said his name before in relation to speed, and he lives up to that name again.
Can Auckland get across to get into double figures? There's a nice little interplay, and there is again in the middle of the field when they're scoring tries on both sides out long. What do you do as a defensive unit? You're looking everywhere. Auckland again get across. To your point, I understand that's a high risk, but I think when you haven't scored for 6 sets in a row, they're just, it's not throwing caution to the wind. It's just changing the picture to give yourself that chance, because the greater risk is to keep doing what wasn't working and then still not scoring. Last minute of the game, shout outs to the Stream Shop team. Fantastic team to work with, led by Dan the Man, the boss whenever his wife isn't here. To all of our camera crew who had to brave these elements to bring these great shots, this incredible production together. The Touch New Zealand organising committee, they've done a great job. I bump into people who have been here for first times and they're just like, how does this all work? To our incredible sponsors, Bunnings Warehouse, Trillion Trust, SAS, ASIC, Silver Fern, and Whakata Māori cannot create products like this for these incredible rangatahi without that support. To all the people who have come down, all our spectators, coaches, managers, the hardest working people at any tournament. Thank you so much. What an incredible weekend. We haven't wrapped up this broadcast yet. We hear the hooter which says, Auckland, you are the under-18 champions for 2025 in the boys under 18 sort of game, Sean.
Yeah, that was an incredible game there from the Auckland side. They truly did run away with it there in the end. And a reflection there of the final score. It just goes to show how well drilled these teams are. Just an under 18 level. It just kudos to the coaches and a very well ref final. Yes, Auckland did run away with it, but just a big mihi to both teams. Congratulations, Auckland and Harbour, on what was a great tournament from both sides.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the final. I've said that too many times and trying to get myself tongue-tied. Which final stood out for you and why, Sean?
Yeah, for me, I can't go any further past the under-16 boys game, which was counties coming out victors there. Just an incredible show of a professional outlook and a professional outfit that was that 16s counties side. I think they're going to be a real machine going forward. They'll be together for the 18s for another 2 years. I think you can agree with me there that it was quite a spectacle, that game.
Yeah, absolutely it was. And I think the thing was we were in anticipation of it all day, weren't we? It was actually a final that we had circled that we were looking really forward to it. And one team can't make a great final. Two teams have to, and Canterbury really come to play for that one. Got the first touchdown. We're up by 2 there at one stage.
Yeah, and I just want to, before we send all of the mihi to our boys division, there was some incredible finals played by both Waikato women's teams and the teams that they went up against, but also Nelson Mix, too good in both 16s and 18s division. It was just an incredible display of how much the game has grown all around our country. We have the teams in Auckland, the teams from Waikato, down in Whakatū, down in Nelson and Te Waipounamu, and a representation of teams from all over the motu and all of the finals.
Before we do throw to George, Sean, I just want to say to George and Sarah, who come up and did commentary on day one, and particularly to you, mate, what a pleasure it is once again just to be in your presence. But to do this mahi, it makes it so much more enjoyable. You're an incredible asset to our sport, not only as a coach, not only as a player, as a commentator, but just as a role model, as a human. I wish you all the best with what you got coming up. You won't be with me at the Open Men's, but you will be there playing, and I wish you all the best. And we just want to send down to George now, where he has our victorious captains from the Auckland Under-18s team.
Ngā mihi kōrua, thank you for that. I'm down here with the two captains of champions for the Under-18 boys 2025, Bailey and Sam. How does it feel, boys?
I feel good to be here, going from last year, how we won that medal, it's just good to be back here, Besides the boys, and appreciate it a lot. Grateful.
What a brilliant effort it was. Pretty much clinical. What was the difference this time compared to the rest of the tournament? What actually clicked out there, Bailey?
I think everything was just building to this moment, so I think it was just good to get one last hurrah for the coach, his last year coaching us, so pretty good feeling.
Talking about these coaches, you got some pretty good talents in there. You want to do a shout out to any of them? What was the difference with those guys?
It was good. Just shout out to Woods and stuff, always having our back, always coming to our trainings, and especially Jamie, he's always there. He's been there since day one. Yeah, and shout out to my dad, the coach. Love him. Yeah, really appreciate him.
Boys, you've been gifted with good genes. I know your dads are very good on the touch field as well. But Bailey, talk about this journey within Auckland and coming here, taking the title.
I'm really touch what a game.
Awesome, boys. I'll let you get back to it. I think we've got a dunking going on. Is that right? Touch what a game. Back up to you, boys.
Tēnā koe, George, and the victorious captains there from Tāmaki Makaurau. Heoi anō, kua mutu tēnei whakataitai tuatahi nei e mihi ana ki a koe e te rangatira Maya Williams. Nōku te tino waimaria ki te noho ki tō taha. Mō te nuinga o tēnei whakataitai, ka kite au i a koe a koe nei, akene pēr te rātou. Heoi anō, nā reira e te iwi, ko uti wā mātou mahi i tēnei rā. Ki ngā kai whakahaere, me ngā kai whakataitai, kia haumaru, tā koutou hokinga ki o koutou kāinga. Tēnā koutou ngā kai mātakitaki, i tā koutou tūhono mai, noho ora mai.
And we'll just get out.